5 minutes, Andrew. After
Hello,
5
everyone.
minutes,
Oh my god, y'all's reactives are all over the
Oh
board.
my god.
Oh,
What the
Even
fuck is
Featuring
going
beloved
on?
characters as Twyla, Alvara, Farron, that fucking thing, and Mina.
What do you mean that
boy,
fucking thing? How dare you?
A round little beach ball with a
How
cute little mouth.
absolutely dare
Oh
you.
my
I'm gonna see
goodness.
that thing in my
I
nose.
look like I
Is-
open the
I mean,
mouth
that
and I
is
like
most
make the
living like
Kirby
possible.
sound.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Go on.
Change
Hold
to
Yeah, yeah.
Lucia.
on. Okay, wrong one. Hold on.
Oh, there it is.
Lucia, you look
That was-
different.
That was my next character.
Ayo.
Lobrin, you're hot.
Lobrin got
You
really
got
fucking
hot,
hot
Lobrin.
all of a sudden.
Congratulations.
Finally.
You've developed such tracts of land.
Oh my goodness, tracks of
Tracts
land.
of land.
I know, what is this, Monty Python?
What would you call it?
He's
Excuse me?
tracts of land.
Tracks of land.
I did that explicitly for Brogan's appreciation.
Oh
I knew
my
he
What is
would.
that
goodness.
from?
That's just
Monty
a term.
Python, you fucking
It is,
zoomer.
it is
term
Monty
for titties.
Python.
Fuck you! I haven't watched Monty Python in years. It's just been a bit, okay?
Oh,
We
that
need to
last
movie
rewatch
I've
that
watched-
soon, actually,
the
because I
last-
haven't watched that since COVID.
The last movie I've watched of that caliber is Blazing Saddles.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
That one
I
did
know it's not a
age
Monty
well.
Python movie, but
None
it's
of them
the same
aged-
energy.
None of them aged very well, but that one especially does not age
That
very
one-
well.
that one
doesn't
has
age very well.
issues.
Yeah, well,
But it
you
is-
know.
it
Do
was-
that
at
for
all.
we should do
That's
Monty
fun.
Python for a movie night. I literally have not seen that since the beginning of COVID. Like
Yeah,
when
yeah.
it first
Well, it's
started.
like what?
Derek,
was
where
good.
the hell is my character?
That was what, March
I put your
2020?
character
Like
in!
4 years ago.
My character's not on the board, man.
Monty Python is
I see her.
I
Oh,
don't.
on the board. I was looking at the stream. Yeah, she's not here, Derek. You
Yes,
betrayed
she
her
is.
again.
I'm moving her around.
It's
Yeah,
not
okay.
there.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're bluffing. There I am.
Oh yeah, you just had to move her around. You
Give me
just
one
had to
second.
teleport
I'm not
her
kidding,
to the
I'm not-
right
So,
spot.
no, that's not what
Even bold
happened. So what happened?
Put forth from water deep. He was not afraid to die, oh brave Solobrin.
Oh my god.
Ready to be killed in nasty
Oh my
way.
God.
Is that what you're gonna sing to yourself while you walk into Strahd's castle?
My retainers are gonna sing it to me, and then we'll eat them, and there will be much.
And then we'll eat
Picture of his
them.
blood drunk out, and his eyes gouged out, and his heart pulled out.
And his. All right. Enough.
Okay.
That was my favorite scene. Was his little minstrels.
Yeah, that was.
Also,
Like, I think my favorite part is like one of the more known ones, but "'Tis but a flesh wound,"
Oh, yeah,
and
it's
the
good,
man
it's good.
has absolutely no limbs.
Fucking Lucia after the werewolf attack.
Yeah, pretty much.
That is very.
She walked it off.
She did walk it off.
She did walk it off like a fucking champ.
You know, she just looks
Fucking
slightly more
cat,
badass
come on.
now. Frankly, got out pretty good.
D&D time, get out.
Oh, the cat?
Alright, if you insist, I'll leave.
Oh,
That's
the cat!
The cat said, "No, I want to be cuddled."
Derek, did you just say that's you?
Yeah.
Hold on, I'll
Yeah.
get it. Okay, solved.
Oh my.
What the hell did you do to that? Okay, so let's go
Alright.
let's go over inspiration real quick.
For the record, it was a joke, real fast. I just want to clarify that.
Last week, the players voted and gave Twyla player inspiration. Well
Thank
deserved. After all, she is a nerd.
Hey,
Um,
shut up!
and then you all voted, and it looks like the shrimps win the community inspiration far and away. It was not really much of a competition. They got double the next nearest vote.
Congratulations.
So,
Yes.
Congratulations, shrimps. If they're out there in the game somewhere, like in like a pond maybe or something, like they'll
Shrimp
probably
in a
have,
pond?
they'll have a pretty good day.
That was
and
my
also,
hit die, by the way, because we
Just
leveled up.
because I'm feeling generous, I'll give second place also an inspiration. That's going to be Ark. Way to go,
Oh,
Ark.
Good job, Ark.
Hooray!
Good job, Ark.
You're not a shrimp, but you know you're pretty cool.
I mean,
I'm just gonna take the time real quick to call out Twyla for that 9 strength.
Hey,
see that.
Strength.
why are you looking? Don't peek.
I don't have a
You a
9
wimp.
strength. My strength is an 11.
She's talking to
Twice
me.
in Twyla.
Oh,
9?
Twyla.
That's my 9 strength. But look at this intelligence score.
Interesting.
Very,
Yay.
very interesting.
You know
Ooh,
many
walk straight from
things.
Kane.
Delicious.
Hell yeah,
Hey, thank you
Kane.
for the 3-stream watch streak.
You know
I
what? You
still
know
have
just
the
to
old
celebrate
fucking
that,
thing.
Oh my
Uh-oh.
god.
bottoms up, Derek.
All right.
Ew.
Time for me to drink some patented ambiguous red liquid. Here's a little ASMR for you guys. Here we go.
Okay.
Just getting in character of Strahd being a horrendous drunk.
You guys are watching me behind the scenes right now quickly put the spells in that I forgot to put into my character sheet.
Tracts of land.
Tracks of land.
Sounds like a spell, in all honesty.
Yeah, tracks of
When
land.
does
Hash
our,
tracts of land to draw three additional
proficiency
cards.
bonus go up?
6, right?
Level
I think it's 6.
Actually, no, 5.
No,
It
it's
went to
5.
plus 3.
5 it did. Yeah, at 5 it did. We talked about it last session.
Right, because my character sheet automatically does that.
Oh shit, my wisdom's a +5 now.
Yeah, when did you guys get the better character sheet?
Now your ability score.
I posted that a long time
Yeah,
ago.
my ability scores. Yeah.
Hold on,
I
hold
meant,
on,
like
hold
my
on.
skills. Yeah.
Guys, no,
Oh, okay.
hold on. We have to stop everything.
Oh,
we can
damn.
get the best viewers and followers. Hold on, stop, wait!
I'm
No!
Man, I've never seen this show up in unison like that. That means we made it, y'all.
We got a bot stream!
Oh,
What
we
do
got
you have?
bots. We truly made it.
Yes! Yes!
So confused.
That was the first time we've had multiple bots in the
I
show.
was like,
I'm rated by bots.
I was gonna make a joke, but I don't know if it'd be mean.
Hold on.
Yeah, they're still going.
How do we solve this?
No one
that's-
subscribed.
Oh wait,
No
that's
one
Max!
subscribed.
Max!
Max, get the fuck out of here with that.
Max! You're tripping me up. Hold up.
on yomama.org/gov.
That's funny as shit.
I love that.
And then...
Hi,
Gruta.
Gruta!
Hi,
It's the
Gruta.
The gecko has arrived.
Alright, I fixed it.
By the way, Gruta, just to let you know, we've decided to call the emerald chest that you have earned the group box, similar to a
The
loot
group
box.
box.
Oh yeah, what do you think about the group box?
Oh, he's mad at me. Hold on, give him a second.
Oh, is it because you called him a gecko?
I didn't call him a
Gecko.
geeko, to be fair. That would have been really mean. Geckos are cute and endearing, Gruta. You should take it as a compliment.
Geeko.
But they're also small and crushable.
Not me
Um,
panicking because I can't remember what the fucking spells I was gonna take are.
That's unfortunate.
Now's the time to remember.
Magic jar.
As we go to
Hmm.
recap, or our sponsors. Do we
That's
have
it.
any?
That's a 6. No, we don't yet.
No, I'm not accurate craft a
That's my
flower
group
crown
box.
for
Oh,
it.
obviously counterspell's one of them.
I'm
Oh,
not
all
crafting a count
My group box.
a crown for Strahd.
Hey, Zach, guess what I got?
Was
I got the spell Find Steed. It's too bad I'm gonna be the one that's riding a horse.
You don't even
Oh
fucking have
my
Cavalier. You don't even have
You
Cavalier.
just summon a steed, you don't know how to ride it, and Logan's like, you could give it to me. Or it's just like,
Give it to Loop.
no.
Oh,
Really
I
would've.
don't think I will.
Don't
Logan
think it
was thinking
will.
right.
Watch streak. Can we acknowledge 20?
20?
20
20
watch streak from
Oh,
group
I got
box.
that on
Whoa!
community night.
Thank you, Gruta!
I think I got it on community night because I was
I
at
keep
19.
missing Monday, so I never have a watch streak.
Oh,
Oh.
You
that
can have the
does-
triangle,
touch
don't
me,
touch the
Bob.
box.
Oh, it's cold in my room.
Oh, it's on.
Anyway,
Catching up.
how do you guys feel about getting a What
was that? Oh, thank you so much for the gift sub!
whoever that is, thank you so much, you're really sweet.
Ash, thank you.
Thank you,
Catching up.
Ash.
Why don't we get a really
Ah.
cool recap from our very own Lobren, and I'll tell you why, because we left off on quite the cliffhanger last week.
We can, but I have a request. You
Drag
have,
us out as long as possible.
you have to sing it in a song.
I am deafening if I hear one fucking C note.
Sing it in E!
I shall.
We're off to a strong start, I feel.
Every one of my recaps starts with the party, the party, the party. Oh wait, here's what.
Next time, just say the boys and girls.
Boys are back in town.
Boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. Do the guitar, DM. So that's the recap. Thank you, everybody.
Are we all caught up now?
Everybody get that?
Yeah.
The party awoke the next day, deciding to step into a side room exchange information on Strahd's invitation and the magical amulet. While these conversations were happening, they discovered Rictavio.
Put it in a Cockney accent.
While these
Yeah.
conversations were happening, they discovered Rictavio eavesdropping outside the room.
What the fuck is happening right now?
It's a Cockney accent.
Put it now Australian.
I wanted to do the Cockney accent on a character called the Bagger, who's just like,
Yeah, we know about,
I know about the
fucking
bagger.
All
This
right.
is the weirdest
thank you,
runaway
Greta.
play of Curse of Strahd I've ever seen.
he's gonna be like this fucking like
This is the
Little
weirdest
man
recap we ever
from the
had.
village. Anyway, while initially playing it off, Rictavio subsequently entered the room and informed them that he was aware of what had happened. After Ark explained, Rictavio said he understood and that they could keep what they had taken from him. He also described how he was guarding his identity, removing his hat, which revealed his true form of that of a taller, slender, and more aged man. He identified himself as Rudolph, a monster hunter who was hiding from Strahd. The party then discussed their recent encounters and learned the skeleton-masked woman from the Coffin Maker's story lived in Castle Ravenloft with Strahd. Rudolph asked if they needed assistance, ultimately agreeing to provide the party with more silver weapons in support of their mission. As Twyla attempted to privately apologize before they left, Rudolph informed her to act with more conviction that no apology was needed. Twyla thanked him and introduced herself as
I cried.
her true name, to which she expressed some disappointment that she wasn't living her full truth, but ultimately there was a sense of understanding the two shared of the present circumstances.
Shit, wait,
Before
what was her
returning-
actual name? I forgot.
Evie.
Evie. Which Evie?
Yeah, Paladin. From
Did you know in terms of wizards, Vaporeon is the...
Don't.
Okay. We're not doing that. Before returning to the
Oh
party,
god, it returns.
before returning to the party, he warned her that Strahd was not affected by the types of things that typically weakened or harmed vampires while in the land. As they returned to his wagon, Rudolph outfitted the party with the promised weapons and began working on making Twyla's blade silvered. Twyla then pulled Lucia aside and handed her the amulet, while Faerun spoke with Lobrin about getting him a horse. While conversing by the wagon about various
horse.
topics, including the Vistani because of their proximity to horses, Rudolph warned them that some Vistani worked for Strahd. The party then returned to the coffin maker, Enrique, who informed the party that take a shot every time I say party, who informed the party that the creatures upstairs
Like a
left
character
last
thing
night.
said.
Yeah, basically.
Book.
The most common word in the English language is the second most common is party. No, just among this group probably. This thwarting the party's attempts to vanquish them. Well, we don't have a name yet, so that doesn't help. But anyway, not wanting to torture.
We never got ourselves a name.
It's got to be earned.
Derek,
New
you
objective.
bastard. Group
You're at a dinner party.
Oh,
start
what?
drinking.
No.
I don't drink.
Art
I refuse to like
Why'd
see
you do it
Lucia chuck a
mid-session?
fireball in front of Strahd.
That would be funny as fuck, though.
Shit, I actually might pay for that commission.
Chug.
Cheers, everyone.
Let's just start downing a fucking bottle. Where's
Hold
paper
on.
when you need them?
Hold on. I actually have art for this that I just need a second.
I swear to God, if it's a nun with a fucking bottle of fireball,
No, not exactly.
I will send that.
There's
to
like,
paper
damn,
as
I need to find a
reference.
different one now.
Quickly
I'll see if I
skimming
can.
through
I'll
the
see if I can
files.
find it later. But Zach, continue your business.
Oh, hey. Wow. Where was I?
Oh, the party.
The party.
Oh, yeah, thank you. I found my. The sea also.
Hey, for the hydrate should be.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the hydrates. Everybody, shut up. Shut up. We're almost there. Lucy also spoke with Irina, who became irate over discovering
Irate.
the party. Yes, irate. I rate myself a 9 out of 10. I'm just kidding. 6.
Okay.
I became irate over discovering the party was accepting Strahd's dinner invitation. After a fruitless
Not accepting.
conversation. Well, roll up.
Begrudgingly.
I will add
Accepting.
the adjective begrudgingly if it so pleases you.
Was that you typing up begrudgingly? Because
No,
the keyboard.
That's Derek doing tippy tappies.
timing though. On her way, only Derek's keyboard here from.
Which is crazy because I have a typewriter style keyboard and his is louder somehow than mine.
I have a mechanical too, but
Fool that I am, for I got a mechanical keyboard.
Wow, we're bad tonight.
yeah, this is rough.
We'll get there. We'll
After a
get there.
fruitless effort, I think we'll have the recap done within the next 30 minutes. Is my hope.
We'll take a break after
I
we're
like
done.
that.
Yeah, we're gonna take a break. After a fruitless effort at conversation, Lucia left, but was told to return by Irina after the dinner. On her way back with Twyla, they were approached by Vasily again, who gave them a book by Van Richter on vampire hunting, and invited Twyla to see his library sometime, much to her excitement.
Ew.
Get it. Twyla, Lucia, and Ark returned to the inn. They spoke to Rudolph/Octavio what to expect for tomorrow. As they rested for the journey ahead, they were awoken in the morning by a guard shouting, "Dwarves!" Upon approaching the scene.
Check NPCs.
Oh,
Check NPCs when you get the chance.
oh god, here we go. Can I get through the recap? I get through the recap.
No, you can't.
Upon approaching the scene, they noticed a wagon which lay stationary that the guards were alarmed by. Rahadin suddenly exited the wagon, stated he was here to pick up Strahd's guest. The party left with him in a series of mixed emotions as they entered the carriage, with the town remaining wordless. The day was uneventful thereafter as they traveled to Castle Ravenloft. And that was where we left off. Thank you, everybody.
All right, thank you, Zach.
All right, thank you.
You did it!
Yeah.
Fucking long enough, dude.
It was a choppy fucking recap with all.
No, you did it.
Around.
You gotta pick up the pace next time.
You get a reward. I put something in NPCs to demonstrate how the night's
I
going.
gotta
You
pick
gotta
up
get
the
to work on
pace.
Thank you for the hydrate
condense it
sippies,
for
Max.
Condense it, motherfucker.
Just fucking with ya.
Condensation.
Max says to take a
How
hydrate
about-
sippy.
In character, me and Favorite are like really polite, and out of character, we're like the biggest bitches at the table.
Favorite's really nice, but Favorite is not going to be nice at this table.
Andrew,
I think feigning niceties will be.
You could have just
useful.
said Derek with your words, but you typed it because you wanted to slap me in the face. Fine. Here's a little ASMR for you.
no, I've heard of
please.
Dragon's Milk.
I need to tell you about Dragon's Milk, which is a real beer
Oh,
company.
I forgot what-
I've heard of it.
I've heard
How
of
do we
that.
find out?
I've had it before. It's actually
So-
pretty good.
I have a question.
Woo!
So now that our proficiency bonus went up, does my passive go from a 16 to a 17? For
That is correct.
perception?
That
Okay.
indeed it does.
Yeah. Which is
So-
always nice.
Which is so how do we do it again? It's what? How do you add it up again?
What do you mean?
I just want to make sure I'm adding it up right. Like, how do you add it up to figure out that number?
Your passive perception?
Yeah, like it's what plus what plus.
It's 10
three.
plus
10 plus your
your-
perception.
Yeah, it's 10 plus your wisdom mod, and if you're proficient, you
Modifier,
add
mhm.
proficiency.
And you add proficiency. Okay.
But the
so it's
baseline's 10.
Yeah, so it's 17. Nice.
Damn,
All right,
perceptive
now
ass
let's-
bitch.
We are 3 minutes past 20, which is our cutoff. We should get to the actual.
We're actually
Yeah,
like
let's
on
go.
time for once, so I'm like kind of proud of us.
Isn't that great?
We should talk about how on
Wait,
time we
let-
are.
Yeah, for the
let's
next 10
get
minutes.
into it.
Let's provide a history of why we're always late to session.
Starting
Right.
session 1.
Oh.
It's
pretty
usually
bad.
me. I'm gonna be honest. I'm usually the one that's behind schedule.
It's all right. I get
I
you.
came up with
Anyway-
the idea to
happens.
create session recaps that nobody gives a shit about. So right
No, it's important.
They take about 10
I
minutes.
don't give a shit that they go off or if they
Anyway,
go off.
anyway. So when we had left off, you guys had just been dropped off from that very ornate-looking wagon and draft horses, and just opened the doors for you. Rahadin himself, in all his poised, sort of elegant way, removing himself from the helm and beckoning you to these towering entry doors that seem to open all on their own. The building, just for reference, frankly, it's insulting to even call it that. It's this halfway point between architectural might, strategically placed, and looks formidable, and just at the same time, there's real artistry to it. Worn by time, there's plenty of chipped stone and erosion and weathering just the same. This is a stunning castle. And these doors, they creak open. Here we go. Ready?
Wow.
That sure
There
was
you
a
go.
door.
Thank you. I've been practicing that all day long. I was like,
This
oh my
definitely
God,
isn't a
first door.
mimic.
Oh my god,
Oh.
the first
The
door.
reason I'm being so obnoxious now is because Lucia's traumatized and probably won't say a single word this session, so I had to get it all out of my system.
One of the doors
One
of
of
all
the
time.
doors of all time.
I do have a question, DM.
Yeah.
As we were crossing this bridge, does it actually just like lead down into a bottomless abyss?
The
Oh.
Or is
bridge,
there like
the bridge passes over a chasm to which you can only see a few feet down before the mist takes up the brunt of its depth. It's impossible to see how far exactly it goes down, and just the same, it seems as though that you don't want to step too close to it.
I want to look into it and roll a perception check.
Yeah, feel free to do that. And as you're doing that, Rahadin, who is kind of stepping towards these doors that have opened, stands beside them and kind of gestures with his hands as if to say, right this way, almost impatiently.
That's a flaccid 20. Can I tell how far down it goes?
You cannot.
Damn it!
Insufficient,
Can
unfortunately.
I jump to see how far down it goes?
Yeah, cannonball.
I'm
You
gonna.
can find out. You can find out how far it goes once.
I think if Lucia sees Amira in this castle, she is gonna cannonball into the fucking fog when we leave.
I'm gonna dust myself off and make like kind of straighten my my academy uniform and make sure I look somewhat presentable. And I'm gonna adjust Dollop on my shoulder and I'm gonna say, "All right, you ready, big guy?"
Dollop is tucked quite away under your hair, and you feel a slight trembling from his tiny little peats. And you just kind of feel.
Don't worry,
don't
Dollop.
like
It's gonna
it.
be okay. If it gets scary, I'll just dismiss you, and then you won't have to see it.
That way you won't know the horrible way we all die.
He kind of nibbles on your neck a little bit.
Ow,
And at this
Dollop.
moment, Rahadin, as he's kind of like welcoming you in, he kind of looks each of you up and down. He says, "I would have thought better than to dress you in such garb for an occasion like this, but it will suffice, I suppose."
She's
Oh.
gonna keep her hood up and just like try to basically obscure most of her face as well.
It looks like Ark has polished his armor and made sure everything was at least
Oh,
somewhat
look at you!
for
Stop
such
it.
a
Dapper
big
Dan.
event.
Dapper Dan.
Lobrin would have done that as well.
Yeah. Ark
Mopra
even
would have
combed
seen
his
Art
hair.
doing it and done it
Granted-
too.
Granted, Ark's armor is like slightly made out of rusted chainmail, so it kind of ruins the effect.
He like takes off his helmet for the first time just to polish it and puts it right back on. Everyone's like, "Oh,
We missed it!
write that down."
You might guess that he probably did that in his room last night when there was no one else around.
Yeah.
I'm just polishing my helmet.
I think
Oh,
the
yes,
only thing
the
Farron
helmet.
would have done is push up her tits a little bit more and lower her shirt down. All
There you
right, I'm
go.
ready.
Oh my
Get it.
goodness.
There you go. There you go.
Lobrin would have. Oh, as we're walking in, I'm gonna turn to Rolf and just be like, well, first I want to address Rahadin and say, yes, as a nobleman myself, I know we aren't the most presentable for such an occasion. And then he's gonna turn to Rolf and go, under his breath more so, Rolf, you have to remind me about all the rules of etiquette and all that. I'm not really sure if I remember everything.
Rolf kind of like clears his throat a little bit, leans over with his like really straight posture, and he says, "Oh, excuse me, sir. I much intended to remind you to change into the many other sets of clothing that you brought to this hellhole."
Yes, but
Do you describe it as this hell?
That's exactly what he says.
Let's focus on the
He's
silver.
not making this out of here alive.
Which size fork should I be using when it comes to the dishes that are involved here?
Frankly, I'm more concerned about you chewing your food this time.
I'm more concerned about him downing his liquor in one gulp again.
God, level 4 versus Strahd's gonna go really hard.
We're level
We're level
5.
5.
Level 5.
I forgot to
Oh,
update our
wow.
templates.
I love how he
And it
immediately went
sounds-
back to a scuff stream.
And
I
it
do
sounds-
this
Prep
every
your level
time.
five.
It sounds like Ash might have forgotten to do her level stuff. Well, hey, that's how the cookies
Just
come.
do
No,
it
I
within
did.
like 2 minutes like I did.
I got it. I leveled up in fighter anyway. All I got was another thing. I'm fine.
I'll solve for you. So seriously, though, about the forks, I really need to know an answer.
Ark is gonna walk over, put his hand on your shoulder, just like, from my understanding, you work from the outside in. until you get to the soups, and then you start from the spoons from the
What the
outer
fuck's
one,
this
and you go
conversation right
in.
now? Wait.
Ark, you know
See-
all this?
I have some experience in etiquette, but unfortunately, I don't get to use it all that often.
Well, you're using it today, my friend. Thank you for your wisdom.
I have absolutely zero experience in etiquette.
Yeah, you grew up in the woods. It'll go well.
Gonna brush your hair with a fucking fork in a couple of minutes, like Ariel.
Aztec
As you
really
guys-
wants to know who you
All right,
are.
I'm not that freaking. Come on.
As you guys enter this, the first little hallway, what you see and are greeted by is a torchlit hall with very fine, almost tapestry-like carpet, sconces on either side. It's kept quite dim in here, almost obligatory by virtue of its sheer size. It seems as though no amount of torches can fully illuminate this place. And would you look at that? A second set of doors that also swing open on their own accord, with Rahadin standing only feet in front of them. Hold on, here we go. Ready?
Oh, is this Rahadin?
It's the
Yes.
mayor.
It's the mayor.
This particular model is going to be the mayor until the end of time.
It's because that's how he started.
It's as you enter this particular room that you begin to hear a kind of like muffled sounds of like an organ playing, like a pipe organ
Of
in the
course.
background, playing like with some vigor, as he kind of like heralds you in to the second room, which you can tell seems to be a great hall.
Very dark in here.
What you see before you is a tremendous room with columns on either side. There are stone gargoyles that kind of that line the vaulted ceilings that reach to a dome at the very top. Ornate
Someone would
frescoes
pay an electricity
painted at the
bill.
very, very top. It looks
Yeah,
like there
I
is
cannot see anything in here.
a high amount of artistry that went into this particular building. On either side of you, it looks like there are hallways and stairs and aplenty. Without a guide such as Rahadin, it's very clear to see that this place would be all but labyrinthine.
I'm gonna be looking around, just not really saying anything, but kind of looking in like a little bit of awe and like interest. I'm gonna have Doll
actively
close.
Perceiving.
I'm gonna ask. Actually, never mind. I'm not gonna worry about it.
We can theater remind my retainers following me in. You don't have to move them, DM.
Yeah.
'Cause I know it would be kind of arduous, probably.
Until one of them somehow offends Strahd and dies instantly.
Yeah.
I'm stuck on a wall. Where am I?
It's gonna be
Where-
Bruenor.
I almost forgot to mention, between
Ah.
between entryway and Great Hall, there were also statues of these like almost small-looking like stone drakes, each with like a slight glint to their eyes, made with no shortage of attention to detail.
Wow.
Yes,
Fun.
Rahadin, as he's kind of heralding you through each room, giving you a few moments to just like kind of take in the grandeur of the place. You can tell that he kind of enjoys this part of his job a little bit. Kind of pipes up and he says, "I would advise you to remember your manners around the Lord. If you would be so kind, it would make my life a little bit easier."
We will do our best. Although I'm not from these lands, so I can't promise I know all of the customs.
It's not
Don't
really
talk about his
you
weird
I'm worried
fucking
about.
forehead.
Is he going this way? Are we going this way?
He leads you down the hall a little bit, the organ music growing quite a bit louder as you reach this final door. He kind of clears his throat a little bit, and then these doors he opens manually. And he does, and they do. Hold on, one more time. Ready? I got this one. Ready? Thank you. Award for best door.
Wow.
I'll accept it.
The
Now.
award for the door goes to someone else.
And as you enter
Aw.
this particular room, it happens to be the most well lit of all that you have seen so far, although it's quite clear you have plenty of castle left to explore. This particular room has marble flooring, a great hall table that spans tens and tens of feet, lined with like ornate plates, and crystal glasses, the finest kind of silver you could see. Thank you, Max. There are 2 crystal chandeliers, sconces, candelabras, artwork of all kinds, portraits along the walls, tapestries, coat of arms. This place is a lord's hall. And just at the end, you see a fantastically well preserved and kept pipe organ with one tall and well dressed pale man sitting before it, whipping his hands in arduous playing as he reaches each crescendo and almost rapturously playing. The very back of the wall is almost reflective with how many like large pipes to the organ there are, and yet you notice the reflection betrays not what your very eyes see before you. You see the chair, you see the organ, you see the tables, you do not see the man who plays it. And as the door shut, Rahadin not following you in, the playing stops and stands to his feet, looks to you all, and bows deeply. And he says, "My new friends, how good of you to make it on my invitation."
Ark is going to kind of click his heels and give a like a half bow and says, "I appreciate your invitation."
Lobrin will literally look at Ark and do the same thing.
Lucia will like follow, but not at all from like them. More just she seems terrified.
I'll give a little nod and like a half bow, but that's gonna make Dollop tumble a little bit. We're both gonna like stumble a tiny bit before standing up straight.
I'm just nodding my head. I'm not even saying anything.
Mm-hmm. He kind of looks between each of you with red eyes a little bit. And he's got a little bit of a smile on his face. The first that you've seen, although you've not seen much of him. And then he finally says, "My servants each insisted to me that you would not come. And yet it seems to me that you are full of pleasant surprises. Let us hope that that continues. But for now, please, seat. It has must been a long journey, and surely you must want to rest."
I will have a seat.
Okay.
I will
All
have
right.
a seat.
A seat.
I go to bed.
A seat sucks. Alright, this is okay, that's as good as that's gonna get. Yeah. Yeah.
Every time I move Ark, the map disappears.
I
want
know.
my I'm gonna make sure my retainers can all sit in a line next to me.
I'm gonna ask. I almost said I'm gonna ask Ark, but that's me.
Feet off the table!
Feet off the table.
The table.
I'm gonna ask Strahd if anyone else will be joining us this evening.
Wait, I lost y'all. I looked away for like a second.
You can expect some very fine company, I
Wait,
assure
where
you.
are y'all?
As soon as we are served, and I will introduce them all to you. But first, we have much to discuss. First, how were your travels? After all, I promised you safe and pleasurable passage, and I am a man of my word.
Oh,
It
what are
was
you
quite
doing?
comfortable.
I was pinging for Lucia.
Jesus.
Yeah, thank you, thank
Well,
you.
Derek, just
Sorry.
move Lucia.
Excuse
They
me, Lobrin, that was my seat.
I would prefer to sit along with my retainers, if you don't mind.
I was already there.
You weren't on the board.
Lucia. Lucia, don't you dare.
There is a dimension where someone did that.
There is.
I guess I'll comment and say, yes, our travels were safe, but I noticed you didn't promise safe departure. Can we expect that after dinner?
How forward you are. I find that most interesting. But why don't we start with dinner itself and some discussion, and we will
But you
get
didn't answer her question.
Shut up.
Uh-oh.
Do you actually say that?
Yeah.
And then he says, well, if you remember your manners, then I shall remember mine. I promise you as much.
Ark is gonna put his hand on Lobrin and say, and whisper, "It's probably best not to antagonize anyone while we're here."
Right, yes, you are correct about that. I hope to engage in merriment and pleasure only.
You're a noble.
You
Please
do not
act
talk like
it.
a real person.
Ark is gonna say a little bit louder this time, so more people can hear. You are a noble. Please act like it.
Sound like my father.
Your
Strahd's
father
like,
sounds like a smart man.
Strahd's like softly chuckling at this a little bit. It's very clear that no matter how quiet you're trying to be, it's
Who keeps moving Ark?
uh,
I didn't.
that's me. Sorry, there we go.
Feet off the table.
That's why my
Feet off the
seat
table.
was stolen.
Oh, is that why you
Someone
weren't
moved on.
there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to clear my throat and just go. Wow, this is quite the lovely home you have here. It's quite impressive.
I thank you, my friend. Although I must apologize. I don't believe I caught your name. Last I met your company, you were not among them.
Oh, well, I've been around, but I don't believe we've met before. Forgive me. My name is Twyla Starbrook. And this is Dollop, and I'm gonna put Dollop on the table.
You bitch!
Oh my god. And Dollop does go on the table and, like, is stock still for a second, really puffed up, looks at Strahd once, and then immediately flies back to your shoulder.
That's Dollop.
And he bites you.
Ow! That's Dollop.
How much damage does she take, DM?
15.
I'm wearing mage armor, does it?
And it's necrotic. No, I'm kidding. Hold on one sec. Excuse me. So you can see that there's like a little bit of like a flare to Strahd's eyes as you introduce your name, almost like he's a little amused by it. And then he says, "I shall remember it well. A most charming person that you have, and I am glad that you are all making new friends. I'm glad I am as well." And then he kind of looks between all of you and he says, "How have you been enjoying my valley?"
It's been interesting. Definitely a new experience.
I've certainly been enjoying it to the fullest.
Yeah.
That's a callback.
Yeah.
We've been around. Lucille just kind of stayed, not really looking at him. Kind of like eyeing the table.
You would not be the first to fall in love with this land. The moment I saw it, I knew I must have it for my own, for my family. I named it for my father, you know, King Barav. He was a good man.
So, Strahd, tell us a little more about your noble lineage. I'm always fascinated hearing the stories of noble houses.
You are interested in learning about the von Zaraviches, then?
Surely.
The von Zaraviches.
Well, we are not originally from these lands. As a matter of fact, I had to carve this place a home for me and my family. My mother, my father, and my brother.
He's snoring.
It is regrettable that they are not among us. And what about you, Master Broken Gulf? Where is it you hail from?
My house is from Waterdeep. Perhaps you've heard of it. It's a very popular city on the Sword Coast.
Heard of it I have. Indeed. But enough with these pleasantries. I don't want to keep you here hungry. But a moment, I will ask you more after I get a little bit of refreshments for the table. And he claps the fingers of one hand against the palm of another twice in rapid succession. And very quickly, there is a very tall and gorgeous-looking woman that kind of steps into the room. Hold on, let me see. I know I have a
There's
picture.
a picture?
Yeah.
We get a picture?
It's Mira!
Picture?
A picture of a tall and gorgeous-looking woman?
Oh, gorgeous looking one.
Mira?
I'm pretty sure most of our group would cry if it was Mira, especially if she was in a vampire.
Oh my god, if it's Mira, holy fuck.
Well, Mira was only like 4'3", so.
Well, that's not true.
So, the lady
Mira!
who is quite tall and quite thin enters the room, and in her hand is like this crystal decanter with a very fine, almost bronze-looking liquid in it. And she goes between each of you on the table, and she fills your goblet before standing opposite of Strahd's seat and bowing deeply. Strahd takes her hand, kisses the back of it, and says, "Thank you, Ludmila." And then she kind of smiles down at him a little bit. And then he kind of whispers something to her a little bit. She nods, bows to each of you, and says,
Could I hear it? Could I hear it?
Roll perception.
Could I hear it?
Okay. I'll roll it in this tiny room. I didn't hear
Aww.
it. I didn't hear it.
That's so. But she bows deeply, and like in a very like almost like a curtsy, like a very kind of formal way, and she says, "I am Ludmila. It is a pleasure to meet you. I've heard so many good things." She
I'll
kind
give
of
her
gives
a
you.
nod.
She seems like she has a very elegant, regal way about her. Her smile seems a bit forced, almost like she's a little apprehensive about you all. And then, after making the entrance, pouring your drinks, she departs and gives a little bit of a side eye to the retainers.
Can I sniff my
Oh.
wine? Can I do a medicine
It
check?
does not look
Well,
like wine. It actually it seems a little bit like a stronger kind of it almost seems like a brandy.
May I do a medicine check?
Something a little warmer for this rainy, cold night. And yes, you certainly can.
I
All
don't
of you can if you
trust
like.
him.
While that's happening, I think you would see Lobrin smiling until
Where'd my
she
d20 go?
side eyes the
Oh
retainers.
my
and
god!
expression will just evaporate.
Um,
Neutral.
it smells heavily alcoholic. No two ways about that.
Damn it, I'm rolling like shit tonight.
I will sip on it. We must show courtesy to our guest, Strahd von Zaravich. Thank you, Count, for hosting us
Thank
in your
you.
august halls on this occasion.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Ark
Of
is
course,
going
it is.
thank
to
you.
Thank you.
Ark is going to cough a little bit uncomfortably and say, "I must apologize. I I have sworn to fast until the task I have set for myself is complete. I cannot eat or drink."
What the fuck?
My god.
So be it then. I can respect a man of such devotion, but surely you would not shy away from telling me what this task is. I do love a good story.
It's a task that's actually quite personal. It's not something I try to hide, but it's more that I don't necessarily know how to discuss it.
Hmm. I see.
I seek something that I cannot have, that I have not had
Bitches?
for quite some.
Sorry.
Let the man talk.
That was really good.
He's gonna look around a little bit uncomfortably, looking to everyone in the party and say, "I seek to regain what remains of my mortal soul, wherever that is."
I
You
see.
My
said-
mortality.
Huh.
You mean it like a philosophical sense, or?
Farron's gonna quirk an eyebrow.
Hmm.
because-
Strahd himself looks like immensely captivated by this too. He's listening intently. His forearms are on the table. He's leaning in a little bit. Sorry, continue, Aaron.
I was just gonna say because I definitely know I think a little bit more about Ark maybe than the rest because of some insight and perception checks that I rolled, but I kept them to myself. So she's definitely intrigued by this, and now her brain is going a mile a minute trying to think of some of the theories that she has developed.
I do not wish to deceive anyone, but there are times when people find out who I am, what I am, where I've been, it tends to cause trouble. And even now I'm nervous, and he's going to look around at all of you and say, I'm nervous revealing this information. I've been hunted, I've been abandoned, all manner of things over the past gods knows how many years.
And as you're saying this, even though it's earnest and quite a serious thing you're saying, Strahd is actively chuckling. And he says, my,
Oh my
my
God.
friend, it seems as though you and I are more alike than you might think. I have a similar condition.
Ark, we
I cannot.
would never leave you, no matter what.
Well,
You can count on us for anything.
I'm gonna
With
be
this-
giving Ark a look of like sad, like understanding as he's saying this, and just kind of give a slow like nod.
With this, Ark is going to nod and say, "You've asked how long I've lived, and I've kind of tried to dodge the question." And with that, he's going to slowly unclip the back of his helmet and take it off.
It's happening!
It's
Oh my
happening.
god, it's happening! Stay calm!
Everyone stay
art for
fucking
it?
calm!
We do not have art
Good
for
work.
it.
We do not have art for it.
You do not have
my
arc for it.
God.
Oh, I was never told about this.
What you see is a man that may have been considered once handsome, with a shortly trimmed beard and just a mop of unruly, dusty blonde hair. But what will catch you is the fact that his skin
Ain't got no skin.
is sickly almost, not quite alive, not quite dead,
I knew
although
it.
he does look undead.
I knew it.
Oh.
Scars that have not healed and eyes that have seemed to have lost their
Yeah,
light.
baby.
And at this, you might recognize Ark is a reborn.
I knew it!
Oh my
That's a
god.
Quick, 5e, help me out. What's reborn?
Oh, right. It's essentially kind of like an undead.
Yeah.
It
Like-
is
Ark describe it, because
Just think of
It-
World of
according-
Warcraft undead, but way less gross looking.
Like a Death Knight.
yeah.
yeah,
So
kinda like a Death
basically,
Knight.
basically, a reborn is something that, for some reason, either whether it was a revivify or some other means of bringing someone back, didn't properly work. They weren't fully brought back to life. Kind of stuck in between the realm of life and death.
Called it, but was still hoping for a Triton, so that's tech.
You know, druids now with Tasha's have access to Revivify, but I wonder if that would do anything for you. Probably not. You probably tried that already 1,000 times.
You can ask in character.
Hey, Ark. I think that if I do some more studying and practicing of my magic, I might be able to learn a spell later on, something that can, well, something that is known to revive people from the dead. Do you think it would work on you?
I appreciate your consideration, but I've tried that. I've gone down many roads, but the magics that bind me to this form, they're not something that mortals can handle.
Huh.
Strahd kind of clasps his hands together, and he's like actively grinning at this point to the extent that you can see his fangs. And he just kind of says,
Well,
I
that's
was
so
laughing
fucking
at trauma
hot.
dumps.
Ugh, I hate a hot
you
nose.
too.
I do so love a surprise. And what a place to make such a revelation amongst friends. This is fun, isn't it?
I feel honored. Thank you, Ark, for trusting
Thank
us.
you. And thank you, Sir Strahd. It's... Well, you had asked me once to reveal my face before you, and thus I have. You've given me the confidence to show my compatriots and yourself who I truly am.
Indeed. And what a handsome face it is. You have been denying us that for some time. And yet, I forgive you for it.
Art's just gonna nod at this and then look a little contemplative.
I'm just gonna say, Ark, I had no idea. Can I rifle through my brain regarding Reborn if I know anything about that?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and roll either nature. Yeah, I'll
Wilburn's
say
about to have a brain blast.
nature or history.
Brain blast.
A history. I'll
May
take
I
was like
also
how
roll
it
since I'm proficient?
it.
Ah.
More like
If you
brain
like.
angst, am I right?
Wow, wow. Get him out of the way early, guys.
I'm kind of
Jesus.
just like too soaked up by his visage that I'm and you know thinking
I don't
about.
know where my dice are going.
Oh no, he's hot.
That's better.
Okay.
Yeah, Alex is gonna be filled with our dice by the time
Some
we're
of the
done.
basic details about Reborn, Farron, especially with your connection to life and life magics, you know that this is kind of like the other side of the coin a little bit. Things you have heard about, but probably not seen firsthand so much. Hmm. He kind of nods at this a little bit, and it looks like Strahd's kind of contemplating himself while he swirls his wine glass of red liquid. And he kind of looks between each of you and he says, "Well, surprises abound. And since we have that out of the way, I must ask you all, what is it you think of my home? It's impressive, is it not?"
The manor or the land?
I think he means his home itself.
It's
I'll accept your
absolutely
opinions on
gorgeous.
either right now.
I do think,
Well,
as much as I hate to admit it, it is very beautiful. The organ especially so.
Hmm. Perhaps
You are
could try
quite
it sometime.
skilled.
I'll rearrange my organs? Okay, sorry.
Ew.
Hey, yo, indeed.
Have you ever thought about adding some plants, some wildlife? I think it could really brighten the place up a bit. Not that it's not nice already.
Yours is an interesting perspective. Perhaps I need someone with the right skill to do it. And
Well, I could do it for you.
he was looking at
Jesus
you kind of like
Christ.
a little bit like playfully, but like as you say that, he just kind of like furrows his brow a little bit. He's like, "Indeed, perhaps." I think
He's like,
man.
he's like, you're throwing off my aesthetic.
So, no,
Yeah, I know. I did that.
I've
I
spent-
did that on purpose.
Paper, who's taking it? Uh-oh.
I'm gonna kill myself. Let me drink from
You're
my.
right.
In
We should
Minecraft.
start drinking.
Oh, right. No, I'm not gonna kill myself. I'm gonna
In Minecraft.
In Minecraft. Yeah, I
In
I
Minecraft.
was really bad with that when we were
Forget the
playing golf
bucket.
with your friends. Like,
That
I gave
was
up.
really funny.
The amount of time, like, I know I shouldn't say it, like, ever, especially on stream, but, like, that's just the first thing that I think of when I fuck up.
That is a part of my vernacular. That's a part of my parlance, man. I just be saying that shit all the time.
I know, I shouldn't.
But it feels so natural.
Oh, Andrew, no! You
It
can't
does.
say that as a
Especially-
reborn.
Oh yeah, well,
It feels so natural.
Oh my god.
Ark is just like, I tried it. It doesn't work well.
Oh my god.
Okay, let's continue.
Sorry.
Oh, I wanted to.
I'm just really happy I haven't been acknowledged at all. She's just like sitting at the table, just kind of her head just swiveling.
Twiddling thumbs. Sure, yeah.
I'm
Just
gonna
try-
bring something up as in character, and I hope it doesn't traumatize Lucia, but
Oh,
Baird
no.
is extremely curious. She needs to know.
Hmm.
I have a question for you.
Go on.
Should I
man.
call you my lord?
I like the way that sounds coming out of your mouth.
My lord.
All right. Anyway, get it together. So Mariah and Feyre are two separate characters. Okay, get it together, Mariah. Our friend, whom you met last with us, are you treating her well?
Lucia will just like drop her silverware, like and just like scurry to pick it back up.
I need to know. Like, I want to know. Like, it's
He just
important to Feyre
so
to
he
know.
leans his forearms back on the table. He leans over a little bit, puts his glass down, and just kind of looks you dead in the eyes, and he says, "Exceedingly.
Oh my god, she's getting fucking piped.
Perhaps you may ask her yourself in due time."
I'm gonna be looking panicked between everyone to try to read everyone's face, because Twyla wouldn't know what's going on, really.
Yeah.
Lucia looks fucking just like 1,000-yard stare.
Thank you for being honest.
Indeed. And then his eyes kind of trace to you, Lucia. And he says, "You've been so quiet, my friend. Have you no opinion on my home, my castle?"
I think it's nice. The brickwork's really well done.
Hmm,
Very cathedral-esque.
Indeed. I have.
She
a
just
cathedral in
it
this
looks like
very
she's kind of like pulling shit out of her ass to say that. She looks panicked.
Yeah.
This very castle was made with a chapel included in it. It was a labor of love to my mother, named after her. It is a shame she never got to see it. He looks a little pensive for a second.
A beautiful
Sorry to hear.
sentiment.
I thought so. I'm sure she would have thought so as well.
You
But
said... Oh, sorry.
no, go ahead.
You said you did all of this for you and your family. That must not have been any small task.
It was not. I had to bring in all sorts of artisans, mages. It was an undertaking that took many years. Many mortal years.
Ark's gonna nod a bit at this.
Well, he wouldn't. That's about a hops. It's about
Did
2
you ever
days
mind
for you.
that that the valley just always seems to be kind of rainy and gray?
He's kind of swirling his glass and looking at it a little bit, and he says, "It was not always. And yet, even now, I cannot help but find beauty in all corners of this land. In spite of the fact that I have been here for centuries, that I have been stuck here for time immemorial, every now and again its beauty finds me.
Stuck here? What do you mean?
We shall get to that. But first, I must apologize. I am keeping you here without proper sustenance." And he claps his hands twice again. And very quickly, another woman kind of enters. This one, also quite gorgeous, shorter, wearing all red, has auburn hair, and pretty sharp eyes. She kind of like looks down her nose at each of you. And but she in her hands. Oh shit! No, wrong one. Ignore that one.
Hey, who's that?
We'll say it's that
Hey,
one.
who's
Fine.
that?
Okay, fine. No, hold on. Let me find the right picture.
No, put the right one in.
You can
I'm
delete
looking,
it.
I'm
yeah.
looking, I'm
You can just
I'm
delete it.
Where are you?
You can unmake it.
We can delete it even.
Yeah, do you want me to
Oh,
delete
there
it?
you are. I found you. No, just leave it in. I'm going to be putting her back in a second.
You know, that's a very interesting picture you did put there.
Oh,
Yeah, I have absolutely no idea who that is.
that's not important right now. Don't worry about it.
Is
This
that Mina? Or not.
Yeah, it's Mina. Yeah.
Mina! No, but it is a woman with black hair and a skull mask.
Why the
That's
fish?
that's literally just winter.
Aztec, what are you doing?
It does look like winter. You're right.
Hey, is that a good
What's
thing?
wrong with that? She's a beautiful looking woman. Probably.
How
under
do you
mask.
know? She's got a mask on.
I said probably.
Well, then how do you know she doesn't look good? You're sitting there like,
Yeah.
uh-huh.
Why are there so many fish reactions?
I don't know
Holy
what's
shit, that's a
happening.
lot of fish. Anyway,
Is that what she smells like?
this taller woman in red is a little bit more fast-paced than the last. And she places this tremendous silver platter with a roasted boar upon it on a bed of very fine greenery. It smells divine. It seems as though it's been herb roasted of a kind you guys have not seen within this valley. It's impressive. This is more than any one of you altogether could eat. And it looks like it'd be difficult for one person to carry, and yet she has no problem with it at all. Places it on the
It's
table.
time for Faerun to be that bitch.
And then Strahd kind of beckons her over a little bit, and she goes easily enough, although she seems like slightly curt. And then he whispers to
Serving
her.
cunt?
Can I roll perception to see what he whispers?
Yes, you may.
I'm sorry.
I haven't
I'm
seen
gonna roll
You
it
are the
outside
most
of the
perceptive of
castle.
us.
I haven't seen food like this since back home. Very impressive.
Blasted 20.
Okay. You can overhear that Strahd says, "Introduce yourself, my dear." And she does. She takes to the back of the room just before the organ. She curtsies low and she says, "I am Anastasia. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance." Although it doesn't seem like she really means that. She kind of seems, I don't know, annoyed by the whole thing. Just a little
I
bit.
think she's better than us.
I'll give her a nod like I did
That-
the
Down
other.
with the queen.
That very much seems to be the impression is that she's like looking down her nose at you
Yeah.
guys.
I like her
Right.
gaze.
And then she exits. And at the moment she exits, another enters with several more plates. This one, shorter, dark hair, skull mask. Although
Ding,
her, it's impressive the way she handles these plates as she places them before each of you. There are bowls of like fine smelling soups that have like steam dancing off the top. There are plates of roasted vegetables, all sorts of like charcuterie and delicacies you have not seen the likes of maybe in your entire life. This truly is a royal feast. And she's doing it all while shooting daggers directly at the ground, almost as though she cannot stand to look at any of you.
Wow.
And she
We
places all
foiled
the
a
plates, and Strahd kind of does a little bit of a, and then beckons her over. And she does. She comes over, and whispers once more. And then she kind of like takes to the back, looks between each of you, and actively glares. And doesn't say a word,
I give her a wink.
and she just kind of like scrunches her nose at you, and then hurries out of the room, slamming the door behind her with a choom.
Well, that was a little abrupt.
Okay.
You must forgive Volanta. She's passionate, and I'm sorry to say that you have made quite the enemy of her recently.
And why is that, if I
I
may
figured
ask?
as much. Well, we foiled her plans, Lobrin.
Fucking
Oh!
idiot.
Indeed, I
This-
suspected.
Even Lobrin knew not to say this.
Oh.
Faerun doesn't care.
Lobrin just
Oh,
like
no.
puts his head in his hands like, "Oi."
Now we're definitely gonna die.
No, we're
Someone
not.
said. Someone at this table is dead, and it's
knew?
probably a fucking
Wait,
retainer.
Strahd
Thanks,
already knew.
Kramer.
We're just admitting
There's
to
no
it.
chance Strahd did not know.
Strahd
I know.
knew.
Strahd did know. Strahd did know.
I thought.
No, this,
I thought perhaps that you could divulge the details of this to me. As a matter of fact.
Yeah, he didn't know we knew. That's the thing. Like, I'm sure he knew, but he didn't know that we actively knew who she
Why
was.
don't you ask it?
Did you know that we knew?
You know that I knew that you knew that I knew that.
It's a good thing he's in
you
there and we're out
knew
here.
Knew the whole time.
Well, to be fair, we didn't know she was one of yours. We were helping or attempting to help a
We didn't
gravekeeper.
attempt. We helped.
We did help
Oh,
a
the
gravekeeper.
Lobrin stole his cheese, though.
Yeah,
Lobrin
Logan
did
stole
eat
his
his cheese.
And you never steal a man's cheese, am I right, Strahd?
Indeed, it is an offense most
Fuck
unacceptable.
out! He just kicks Lobrin out of the mansion.
That would be really funny if all of Lobrin's retainers
To the
got to eat
guillotine.
What?
To the guillotine.
Oh, I
taken
was like, what?
To the guillotine.
Be gone with you, Lobrin.
Well,
And
not
he-
welcome.
He kind of chuckles a little bit, and he says, "That one, I must admit, I admire her tenacity, but her machinations can get ahead of her sometimes. I assure you, had I any idea what she intended to do, I might have had a talking to with her."
And what was it that she intended to do?
Well, you would have to ask her.
I'd be happy to if I run into her again.
I find that unlikely, unfortunately. Volanta seems as though she's not in much of a talking mood lately.
Hmm.
Me and Tryla.
We were just helping a chick. We didn't know it was her.
You have given me much work to do in calming that one. I do not thank you for that.
Our
Well,
deepest apologies.
in our defense, Your Honor, you're being a real dickhead right now.
Do you say that in character?
No. The only thing she said is we were trying to help the town. That's like the only thing I have said in character.
If we had known that you had sent her to complete such a task, perhaps we would have acted differently. Our deepest apologies. And
I feel like we probably wouldn't.
it's
have.
laced with sarcasm. It's laced with sarcasm.
Just the fucking idea of Lobrin saying that while Farron's talking is just in the background.
Faerun looks at Lobrin like, can you not hear the sarcasm in my voice?
Oh, right.
What sarcasm?
So he just kind of like gestures with his hands for you all to like enjoy the food before you.
She will start eating without saying a word, too scared to even inspect it.
I'll take a
Farron's
small
gonna-
serving.
She's gonna fill her plate with only vegetables and say,
You're a
I hope-
vegetarian?
yes.
Damn it.
She's gonna say, I hope you don't take any offense, but I don't eat meat. But I'll focus on the rest of the lovely vegetables that have been prepared, if that's all right with you.
Lucia will like
Indeed.
lean over the Strahd and just kind of like whisper, "Yeah, she gobbles sausage with no issue."
Okay. All right.
I'm kidding.
All right. Anyway, Strahd kind of pipes up and he says, "Indeed. As a matter of fact, I already knew that about you, my friend. My informants made sure to tell me about your preferences before you had arrived, to the best of their knowledge."
You're very considerate. Thank you.
All I can think about was the informant Mira?
Oh,
There's a
don't make
possibility.
me
Hmm.
sad.
I
She would have
can-
known.
I can only attempt to be a gracious host. I mean, what is all of this for if not to entertain? And after all, that is why you are here, to entertain. And so I must pay it forward.
Thank you.
When I thought we were here
That's
to
all
be
we're here for?
entertained.
Just for a quick show, and then we can be on our way.
Who said anything about quick?
Yeah, there it goes.
There he comes.
I'm gonna be like trying to play it cool and like also attempting to feed Dollop some of the food at the same time. But as this is all happening, I'm gonna just take a gulp of my food and go. So Strahd. Well, while we're here and it seems like we have some time, do you mind if I ask you more questions? I'd love to learn more about you and the land.
But of course, my friend, ask away.
Well, if you don't mind me asking, you made it seem like you couldn't leave before. Is that not an option?
Yeah, he blew over my question.
It isn't an option yet. But I've had so many years behind me.
Have you
And
been to any other places?
Not in some time.
What
But
was your
soon.
favorite?
Like a fucking child, just.
Ark is just nodding along at all of these like answers that he's
He's
giving.
gonna fucking throw daggers at all of us.
I want to play 20
Literally.
questions with him.
There was a time when the von Zaraviches had seen much of the Sword Ghost, many centuries ago. And part of my intrigue in your being here is such that I have been away from it for so long, and the centuries change your mortal lives so quickly. I want to hear more about the state of it now.
The state of the Sword Coast?
The state of wherever it is you came from.
Very swordy.
It's very coasty.
Oh my
Not in
god.
character, I just want to
Please
clarify
tell me
that.
that wasn't in character.
He just kind of gives like a
I,
very...
I will if Lucia said that, I will say that.
He just kind of
Well,
sighs a
he
little
didn't
bit,
say
and he sighs a little bit, and he says, "Fantastic."
Well,
I am too obnoxious right now, so if I say anything in character, I will clarify it's in character.
okay.
Okay.
I guess Faerun would say, well, I grew up in the High Forest, and I've traveled much of it. The
Hmm.
Waterdeep after that, a few different places, all beautiful. But what would you like to know specifically?
With you, I must say I am more curious about your proclivities. You must forgive me for asking, but you, who has grown apart from civilization, you seem the most inclined to be a part of it now that you are in my valley. What changed?
Well, I grew up in a small commune, not far from the grandfather tree. Don't get me wrong, I love nature, I love being a part of it, it's who I am, but I think the more time I spent in the forest, the smaller it felt, despite how vast it really is, and I wanted to explore the world. I wanted to see for myself all of the things that I read about in my books at home. to see what it was really like. I guess it's not too dissimilar to what you're asking us, you know, someone who hasn't experienced it in quite some time. You want to know if anything's different, what it's like. I never experienced it at all. I wanted that for myself.
I admire that. I admire your free will.
Thank you.
And what about the rest of you?
Yeah, that reminds me of a story once. Let me tell you about this. It was Bruno and me were out at a tavern in Waterdeep. This was sort of wild night, if you can imagine it. Now, Bruno, how did that story go again? We arrived at this inn. For some reason, I normally don't go to this side of town, mind you.
Bruno's
But for
just
some
sweating
reason,
At this point,
some reason it was called the Naked Mule, and that's not even the best part.
Farron is
So-
actively putting her head in her hand.
What? Okay, so
Ark is like leaning off to the right with just like one, like 2 fingers covering his eye, and the rest like cupping like the side of his face. Like, oh god.
So, Elizabeth, Rolf, and Bruno are kind of sitting at the opposite end of the table, kind of mostly just playing with the food. They seem all 3 of them seem really apprehensive. And as you call on him, Bruno kind of pipes up a little bit, and with none of his usual jovialness, he says, "It was the skinned mule, my lord.
Oh yes.
Skin Mule, yes. That was...
And we were there
Anyways.
for 2 copper ales. It was a deal."
Oh, yes, 2 copper ale deal. So, listen to how this goes. I say, let's stop at 8, Bruno, because 8 for 4 is a good deal. I mean, anyone here who can count. You know, I don't know your educational backgrounds, given that you didn't, grow up with the luxury of the luxuries I had.
How is
But,
Strahd
Me
looking?
looking at you in a college uniform.
4!
So he's just kind of staring blankly at Lobrin as he's talking, and he's just kind of like blinking.
With
just
no
kinda like going
Oh,
like,
okay.
Farron's gonna
Seeing
lean
this-
over and say,
seeing this-
Farron's
His
gonna-
expression is very much,
Seeing
Farron's
this,
gonna lean
Ark is
over and
going
go-
to.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Seeing that Strahd is not like fully interested in the story, Ark is just gonna reach up his left hand and slap at the back of Lobrin's head.
At the same time, Lobrin, you feel just a foot just donkey kick your crotch.
"Oh damn,
You can reach that far? How wide is this table?
it's a big table."
Yeah,
Damn.
what the
She
fuck?
crawls under, punches, and just crawls back. If
God.
it's too long, I won't do it.
So, excuse me, one moment. Gets under the table. Bow!
I'm gonna be looking really awkward as I just eat my food and just try to shovel some veggies to dollop.
I haven't touched
Ask
my
about the
plate
rest
yet.
of us.
May I roll a medicine check on my food?
I'm gonna continue.
Go ahead.
I don't think. Do you not react? to
why
Ark slapping
did you hit me in the back of the head, Hog? What the hell?
I don't
Anyway, where was I? Oh yes. So, we got 8
Damn it.
4. What? Oh, what? I'm sorry. What were you saying, Farron?
I just was to myself rolling a medicine check on the food to see if it was poisoned, and I have no idea.
No, I just wanted to make sure you didn't in character scream. Damn it.
Ark is going to look to Lobrin and say, I don't think he's asking for those kinds of stories, Lobrin. I'm going to be honest.
Though I must respect that you are a man of simple pleasures.
Well, you can tell.
He called you a simpleton!
Maybe he's
You can
simple.
tell Lobrin has like 5 good stories, and this is one of them, and he's rehearsed this speech several times before, and he's just very nervous in terms of like, maybe I can make conversation with this. But after hearing that too, he just sort of pipes down and
It was not at all meant to be insulting. There's genuine fondness to what he said.
well, still the same. Lobrin is recognizing that perhaps the story isn't as interesting as I thought it was, and
Oh.
stops mid-story.
You indeed seem a jovial sort. I would have liked to have made merry with you at one point in my mortal life. It's a shame, though.
I'm gonna cast Prestidigitation to make cricket sounds.
Okay.
Please don't.
Ark
you
is
go.
going to chuckle at this.
All right.
Oh, here we go. I can do it. Alright.
So Strahd kind of looks down the table a little bit, and he gestures he splits his arms to either side in a gesture of like openness, and he says, "How do you find the food? My cooks that I employ are the finest in the valley."
Well, DM,
How
is the
it
food?
actually? Yeah, I was like, how is the food
Just to
actually?
let you guys know, this shit bussin' for real. Everything's cooked perfectly. There is food of a variety that's almost suspicious, or at least it would be, were it not for the fact that Strahd straight up said that he was aiming exactly for your preferences. Um, the brandy fucking flows like water, and it's a nice hot hearty meal. As the rain beats down on the castle walls. This is otherwise, all things considered, save the obvious circumstances, this is quite cozy, quite the royal welcome.
I guess I'll dig in finally.
It's great. Thank you.
Very good.
It's splendid.
She'll say, like, looking up at him, and then just kind of averting her gaze again.
And then
I actually do have a bit of a story that I don't think anyone here has perhaps
Oh
been
my
to.
fucking god.
let's try again.
Take 2.
And then he's gonna get a little somber, kind of, in a sense.
Oh.
And just look around at everyone and then look back and lock eyes with Strahd and just go, have any of you ever heard of the Underdark?
Indeed.
Yeah.
I've read about
Yeah.
it in books.
Have any of
I've
you
been
been there?
twice.
I
But my
have.
memory's a little fuzzy.
Not in my long life.
Well, I have.
What was it like?
Continue.
It was probably the worst experience of my life.
Oh.
But
Oh.
I
guess they
survived!
I guess they weren't that friendly down there.
Well, I began by my golden chariot being robbed from me before I had to flee with the mercenary band I had hired and my retainers here, as Driders were slowly killing us and peeling us off.
Riders?
So, needless to say,
Good God.
I barely fucking survived with my life there. But
Yeah, I
Wow.
can imagine.
I did survive, and I can say that I have been there before, and that I have done that. So how's that for a story? Are you impressed now? And he's gonna look around at everyone like,
I'm sorry, did you say a golden chariot?
Yeah, I'm also
well,
kind of
it
fixated
was,
on that.
listen, it wasn't actual gold. It was sort of adorned. I was sitting in there drinking wine while the party was trying to
Oh my
carry out a
lord.
mission for me. Well, listen, I have to, as part of appeasing my father, sort of, well, it's a long story, so I don't know if I want to go into it right now, but...
Who's your father, the Monopoly
Can I
man?
roll insight to see if he's telling the truth?
Yeah,
Yeah.
why not? Why not? I don't see no enemies.
Why not?
Who's your father, the
Damn.
Monopoly guy?
I believe you.
That's a good
As far as
story.
you know he is, as far as you know he is.
So Strahd just kind of like clasps his fingers in between each other and he says, "Such valiance, you and your company. I am impressed. Truly."
Yeah, not so
She's just
simple.
trying to make herself look invisible and not get noticed.
As you're sitting right next to him.
It's funny you say that, Lucia.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Here it comes.
It's funny you say that because then his eyes go directly over to you. And he says,
She chokes on her food a little.
and he just kind of pipes up and says, "You, my most pious friend, how have you been finding the valley?"
Not without its quirks. And then she'll like nervously laugh, like it's very forced. And as she like does that, she like moves her hair and it shows the werewolf scar.
And his eyes kind of trace up and down it very clearly. And there's bemusement in his expression. And he says, "But of course you have no reason to worry. You and your morning lord."
Yeah, that.
Hmm.
Raised with him in my life my whole time. My whole life,
Mhm.
basically.
Indeed. But the sun does not shine, you see. Does he speak to you the way he used to?
At times, I wonder if he even spoke to me at all.
It's peculiar the way these things work. Sometimes silence is a sufficient enough answer, if you catch my meaning.
Are you hitting on me?
Is he trying to make you a non-believer?
I think he is, and it might be working. I will not confirm or
seeing,
deny.
seeing this exchange, Ark is going to say, the gods have not always been so quiet. It's even for someone like me, it's rather pleasant. There was once a time where they walked among mortals like us, and those times were, well, they were troubling, to say the least.
How old are
But
you?
alas, they're no longer here. Here we go, religion at the table.
My god.
It's fucking Thanksgiving all over again.
This is like an
Jesus.
awkward Thanksgiving.
It's like the most awkward Thanksgiving. There's our episode title.
Yeah,
Strahd is like the one
just wait until
wealthy
Strahd
uncle.
brings up the election year.
Aww.
Oh.
Here we go.
Faron's the
I-
sassy wine aunt.
Thankfully,
If
everybody in my family is very liberal.
Let's yes.
Let's not.
If
Let's not get into this here.
if I may ask, Strahd, how long ago did you and your family settle these lands?
Around 8 centuries ago.
Would that make him a DILF or a GILF?
I think
Asking
that
if
would
he
make
has
him a double gilf.
That depends on whether or not he has
A
kids
great
and
grandpa. I
grandkids.
like to
You're
fuck.
right.
Oh, that's a good question.
Double
I guess
deal.
it's IELF ancestor.
That's a good
That
question.
does not work. Actually, that does not work.
Farron's gonna pipe up and say,
No.
and with all this time spent here, did you ever produce a lover, children, an heir, perhaps?
Oh, deuce, that's such an awkward way to say it.
Did you fuck?
His eyes kind of fall on favor, and he says, "Of the first, I have had many. Of the latter, I have had none. I do not live like you do."
I see.
He's gonna.
Sorry if that was a touchy subject.
Have you ever had any kids? Have you?
I fucking love the idea of Farrah just saying that, like, sitting back into her seat.
Oh no, she does.
This is the most, like,
That's
comic
in
relief
character.
session in the most stressful time, and I think
I
we
know.
need it.
I know.
It's
Frankly,
perfect.
we're having a
Strahd
therapy
definitely
session with
hates me
Strahd.
with every fiber of his being, but that's okay, because this is what I have to do to not.
Did you get
You-
funky with the wonky? I hate that. And I'm using
Yeah,
that for
don't
my
ever
I
say
own.
that again.
I have to be this
Oh,
way, or
Lord.
I'm gonna be swooned by him. Like I have to be this way.
Just don't think of him naked. It's
Oh,
probably
no,
really.
he's
I'm
not.
not thinking about him naked.
I must be honest.
Derek's fed up.
Perhaps, if you're okay with it, I would like to talk to you later on. If Ark
Why
looks
are
a
you
little bit
making future
uncomfortable.
plans with him?
Yeah,
Let him talk. Let him talk.
What
Let
are
him
we
talk.
doing?
Ark-
Staying the night?
guys,
I don't know.
guys.
Looks a little. Ark looks a little bit unsure of how to say this, but if you would humor me and allow me to speak with you about how we both ended up the way we are, I would greatly appreciate it.
And so we shall. A conversation amongst like-minded individuals. There is much we could share.
Ark's gonna nod at this.
And then he kind of clasps his fingers together again. He says, "There is a matter that comes to my mind that I must bring to your attention. I must ask you, I have not stepped within proximity of the city in some time. What do they say about me in Valak?
Oh,
What?
I don't really think I know.
I
No
don't think
one
we
really.
stayed long enough to find
No one
out.
really brings him up. They seem too scared to even reference his name.
Well, yeah, I was gonna.
Actually, Lucy will pipe up about this. She'll like clear her throat and say, "Well, truth be told, we actually haven't really heard much of you from the town. Our only semblance of how they feel about you was during our retrieval, which was a bit panicked."
Hmm,
They
indeed.
seemed scared.
I greet you with such hospitality, but I suppose none of them know what that looks like. It is disappointing for me, as
He's gonna
Lord of
kill
this
the fucking.
land, to be represented by such an unwelcoming and cruel people. Unkind.
I think it might
Perhaps.
be.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Oh, sorry.
That's not in character.
Dot dot dot. Go ahead.
Uh, I think it might be that they don't necessarily understand you. Life here is difficult. Anyone who comes from beyond their walls could potentially be a threat. They have werewolves to deal with, and amongst the least of their worries. And from my understanding, it's been some time since a representative from your household has stepped foot within the city.
Indeed.
Oh yeah, maybe if you made like a grand entrance and like, met up with
Oh,
everyone and talked to them, they would be more comfortable around you.
He
That's a
kinda,
good idea, right?
he's got kind of like, he's not smiling, but his eyes are kind of smiling as he looks to you, and he says, "Do you think they would like that if I made a grand entrance?"
I don't know, maybe. Maybe they'd be more comfortable if they were
Hmm.
to see you and you were to be like, nice to them and stuff, like you've been nice to us.
Perhaps so. And
I
when I
imagine-
do, I will say that Faerun sent me.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I
No, it is decided.
I may
It is decided.
I may imagine it's
You hate me,
quite
don't you?
Not in the least. You amuse me so.
Okay.
I may imagine it's uh quite like Lucia and not being able to hear their gods. Your silence has made them unsettled in a way.
Do you compare me to a god, Art?
yeah,
No?
I was about to. That you can't say
To
no.
you,
I certainly would.
to you, compared to you, their lives are, well, they're short. They
Indeed.
last for a few seasons, maybe a few dozen, and then they pass on everything they have to the next generation, and on and on.
It is worse than you describe, I fear. They live brutish, frightened, short lives. I fear I cannot relate to them at all, nor would they seek that out for me, even if I attempted. I have been alive, I fear, too long. Perhaps you can relate.
I certainly can.
Hmm. No, no, I fear I do them the best favor I can offer by staying away from Valaki for the time being.
Hmm.
Maybe it is for the best.
Until the urge suits me. I grow so tired in this valley. I have seen every square inch time and time again, scoured every corner for centuries. No, the story of my life needs punctuation, something to mark the passage of time, something to make it all worthwhile.
So
I certainly feel that.
is that why we're here? Because
Indeed.
we're new, interesting, shiny.
You catch on quickly, Loprin. Indeed, you are that very punctuation. There are many things that I look for in entertainment, in other things. You see, amongst the many reasons that I brought you here is to gauge each of you, the manner of your character. If I seek to leave this place, I need a successor. I need someone who I find worthy of taking up my mantle so that I might leave. And
Huh.
yet,
Is this what holds you back from leaving this place?
among many such factors, I fear to say.
At this point,
But-
Twyla will have stopped eating, and she's just kind of like listening intently.
There have been like 3 bites on this plate, like the entire time.
But worry not your head about that. I need you to not be up to any specific standard. If you cannot be a successor, if you do not meet my expectations in this regard, you may yet still entertain me in one fashion or another.
Okay.
And then he kind of stops for a second. He swirls his glass a little bit. He looks between each of you. Very pregnant pause in the air. He says,
He's
What?
pregnant.
Yeah. Very common term!
I know.
I know.
And he says, and how do each of you find me? What are your opinions?
Ah, shit. How do I answer this? Ah, shit.
Let
Well,
us
guys,
start
goodbye to
with you,
Lucia.
my friend. And his eyes go directly to you, Lucia.
Fuck! God.
Do you say that out loud, dude?
No.
She gotta like
she's
swear.
a woman
She
of the
swears.
cloth.
She swears under her breath a little, and she'll just say, "If I'm allowed to speak bluntly, I believe we didn't meet on the greatest of terms, but." And then she'll say through her teeth, not lying, but not exactly happy to say this. Due to your hospitality, I'm willing to. Almost swallowing, like almost trying not to puke out the words. Turn a new leaf.
A new leaf. Fascinating. His eyes kind of linger on you for a little bit before he turns to the rest of you. He says, and you all, any particular opinions?
You're
I am
just
most
as I
fascinated.
expected you to be.
Oh my goodness.
Charming, generous,
Ooh.
handsome.
Ooh.
Oh, group
Question
potions!
mark?
Oh my god. All right.
There's
hold on.
I'm not done.
I'll get mine on break.
Well,
Cold,
Fun now.
calculated, and methodical.
and a dick.
Hung? Question mark?
I have to give it to you. You're a smart man.
It is pleasurable to hear that you hold me in such high regard. And
Mm,
I hope
that's
nothing sullies that.
I wouldn't say I held you in high regard. That's out of character.
Mm-hmm.
He's just warping it.
Strahd can hear out of character talk, be warned.
Strahd Strahd has now entered the chat.
Enters the call.
Excuse me. What did you say about me?
Very well then. This is most agreeable to hear. If you remember your manners and treat me with the same generosity I have always extended to you and those who play by the rules, then our time together, however long or short it may be enjoyable for both of us. After all, there is much we could learn from each other. Much I could bestow to you. And then he claps twice. And who enters the room?
Oh my god.
But a tall, really fucking like pretty boy looking man. He's got long blonde hair. He's got blue eyes.
Wait a minute.
I was not able to get a picture of him
Oh, okay.
alone
not
with
the
the
same,
other the other
okay.
I
conquerors.
was wondering if he had a double agent potential.
All of them together. This one enters with a very well-trained posture. He has a very small chest in his hands as he enters. He drops it beside Strahd's chair, takes Strahd's hand, kisses the back of it, very well mannered, and kind of looks between all of you a little bit coyly, almost playfully. There's a bit of a smirk on his lips. And Strahd doesn't even need to say anything before he nods his head in greeting and he says, I am Escher. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Usher.
Escher.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Sorry.
A pleasure to make your acquaintance, Usher.
Usher.
No. I'll say his
Oh
name
my
right.
God.
Such assholes.
I'll say his name correctly.
How is it spelled? AEUSHER or something?
Or is it
It's an E.
Like MC Escher?
ESCHER. Escher. Yeah.
MC?
Oh, Escher.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
One final question for you all before I will allow you to divulge in your meals a little further. How fares Irina? I must thank you all
Oh, I
in
knew
advance
this shit was coming.
In
What do you mean
advance.
lose?
for taking such good care of my beloved. How fares she? Is she happy?
She's safe now. That's
She's more than happy.
right.
Really, she seems to be glowing where she is. Perfectly content.
Well, to be fair, she's already smoking.
He's got like a sad smile on his face, and he nods a little bit and he says, she has found herself in good company. This pleases me,
You're quite fond of her, aren't you?
to say the least.
How many years have you been gooning to that?
Jesus Christ.
Was it
Listen,
love
I'm
at first-
stressed and I make humor when I stress.
Was it love at first sight, perhaps?
It was love at first sight very long ago, before she was born.
Oh,
Huh?
Huh?
She bears the likeness, and I think the soul, of my one true beloved. She is
Oh,
in fact the
okay.
very one. How, okay, first of all,
Thank
guys,
God.
you cannot be in love with like something that is not born. All right, this is not okay. All right, should use some different words.
I
to
thought
all
she was
admit,
pulling
but
like a
great.
Jacob from Twilight.
Oh
Oh
God.
my god.
oh God, that was jarring.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. My bad. Anyway,
You
You're good,
believe
you're good,
she
you're good.
was that the soul of your former lover was reincarnated into this woman?
exactly so. A woman I once loved. Her name was Tatiana. Lost so long ago, through circumstances that should not have been. Cruelty of this life, and yet she has been returned to me. Most fortuitous. We shall be reunited, but I will have it be on her terms,
Oh.
not mine.
Oh. I
Oh.
see.
How does she?
Pivot from the meme to the in-character can.
Well, I'm
How
sorry
does
to
she,
hear that that's something that's happened.
He kind of like nods a little bit and he says, "How does she speak of me?"
She doesn't very much.
Honestly, I was gonna say, I hate to break it to you, buddy, but not at all.
I say that in character. I'm not joking.
Mm,
I'll say
I
that.
see. I see. No matter. She will find her way here, on her own volition. It's the funny thing about the mind, especially a mortal mind. They change so quickly, such fickle things. And then he claps twice once more. Another blonde man enters the room. This one bears no
How many
gifts.
goddamn blondes are there in this
Oh, how many
castle?
people-
You've
What is
seen
this
this one before.
Oh, have we?
Oh, is it the fucking brother?
He enters the room quite meekly. He does not look very happy to be there. His hands are behind his back. He stands at the end of the table and says, Ismark, so good to see you.
Oh,
Oh.
motherfucker!
Aw.
Shit.
Join your friends. They must be eager to catch up. And we're gonna take a quick little break. 10
Okay.
minutes, tea break,
Wow.
smoke break, whatever
Done
it is you gotta
kidnapped
do.
him.
8:55.
All right,
There's only
yeah,
time for
8:55. Let's
five.
do it. Also, don't forget
Kid!
we've got a group potion to take. I'm gonna grab mine now.
Oh, yeah, I gotta do
I
that.
already took mine.
I might be out of potion, but I'll check.
I'll be right
8:55
back.
return. Get
Oh,
your
I know.
drink.
I have beer.
Get your smokes. Do a little
I don't
front
smoke.
flip.
My partner
And
does, so I
followed
guess
by
you're gonna
back
have to have it.
We will be back.
Ew. BRB.
Honestly, I am very much enjoying this session. Like,
I feel like I've made too many jokes and I've derailed it a bit. But at the same time, holy shit, I think we need it.
Oh, I'm gonna be honest. There were
stressed
times
as
where I was
fuck.
like shaking a little bit.
I don't do my little dance for nothing, Gruda.
Doodle dance.
Well, I guess I'll do this one time for nothing. Ew, ew, ew.
It's definitely a very interesting session. Yeah, no, the jokes are necessary because there is almost too much tension, and Lobrin can only go so far.
I think my main issue is I'm not happy with my material. I just
Fair.
kind of throw in every joke I have that comes to mind at the dartboard. I think only my best joke was, "But you gobble sausage with no problem."
I will agree that was pretty funny.
That was probably my best.
I'm so glad I finally got to reveal.
I'm amazed we don't have art for it.
Yeah, I didn't want to reveal anything to Winter, who is the person who does all of our art, because I wanted it to be a surprise to
Totally
them
fair.
as well. It's not that there's a limit to Lobrin, it's that he only provides like a base level of comic relief. It just doesn't do enough for a situation as stressful as this. You know what I mean, Gruda?
Oh, hold on, I need to type something out of character quick.
It's definitely like
What are they talking about over there?
I have no idea. But yeah, I feel like all of our characters have a certain amount of like comicness to them. Lobrin is almost like the Lobrin is definitely he's almost like an Adam Sandler kind of comedy. Like if that makes sense, like it's just always at a certain level, but it kind of it doesn't cover everything. Um, I'm so glad though that I got to reveal Ark's backstory, or at least
In a
his
great
race and
area
stuff.
too.
I've been like wondering when the best time to reveal it was, and then I saw it and I was like, I must go for it
Here
now.
it is.
Welcome back. We were just talking about like the tension, and then I was saying how I'm very happy I finally got to reveal a little bit more about Ark because I've been wanting to do it for a while, but I couldn't find the right time.
Session
And
12. Talk
That's a
about
really
slow
good
burn.
idea, though. Like, that was awesome, Andy.
Loved it.
You did
I
a
will
really great
apologize
job.
for being obnoxious this session. I'm just stressed.
No, that's
I know.
fair
I
because
feel like I keep going back and forth between like what Mariah's saying, and then I have to be like, that's not a character.
it's tricky because like there's so much tension right now because I don't think that we necessarily would win if anything were to happen right now.
Oh, if he pulls some shit,
Necessarily,
like, we're
he
gonna
would-
die.
You would have won. We would TPK. We're level 5.
We're gonna TPK.
I mean,
We ain't
to
done
be
yet.
fair, that is Curse of Strahd. When you play, you kind of go in with the understanding you're probably creating at least 2 characters.
I don't want to fight this man until we can hopefully get to level 10, which is, I think, the cap for this. I still wouldn't even be comfortable fighting him then, but we have no choice at that point.
Even with
We
the
just-
relic that Ash has, we're not winning.
We just disappear off of his
That's
radar
our
for
running
several
relic, not our
years.
winning relic right now.
Oh, cap
That
is
is our
13.
smoke. That is our smoke bomb.
All right.
The level cap is 13.
Oh,
for
I thought
us,
it was
so
10 for some reason.
That's probably like the recommended levels, but not necessarily the absolute level cap.
Maybe it depends on, like, optional content and stuff.
Probably. It'd be really funny if we just disappeared for several in-game months and just like grinded out levels, even though we have
Came
no
back and
idea.
just deck Strahd.
We all come back at level 20, like we're back.
I'm telling FAFSA.
We just go in.
telling FAFSA.
We knock on the door, but then we just go through the side of the building like the Kool-Aid Man.
Oh yeah, I typed it in out of character, but I just want to make sure I might go AFK for like a brief period.
That's fine.
Oh, good.
Okay, so Lucia is dead.
No, Derek!
I will start writing my barbarian right now.
In the arms of the angel.
I wonder what Loburn's backup is.
Barbarian rogue, just because we don't have a rogue yet.
Barbarian Rogue is
That could be an interesting one.
That could be funny.
indeed.
We got 5 minutes to kill.
I really
Uh.
want to do a barbarian artificer half orc.
You were talking about that, actually. I remember when you were telling us about it.
I feel like that could be really interesting.
Yeah, I remember you were... I forget what artificer you wanted to go for that. Was it alchemist?
No, I was thinking about armor for that, because I can replace things that use my strength, I think it is, with intelligence for some of my attacks and whatnot. So I could really go all in on like constitution and intelligence. And it could
Interesting.
be kind of funny also with like the have like spectacles and everything, but on like an orc. Armor is a lot of fun. It is probably my favorite artificer class.
I've never played that class, but I've always wanted to.
It's
Alright.
interesting.
Is everyone back?
Well, no, we still got like 4 minutes.
We got 5 minutes, yeah.
I know. I'm just eager. I'm chomping at the bit.
Honestly, this is probably one of the best sessions we've had, I feel, for this.
I'm glad you're liking it.
I have a
campaign.
feeling we're not leaving.
We're not
Not this
leaving
session.
when we want to. Because I think most of us wanted to walk in the door, turn around, and leave immediately.
That's true, but I just don't think we're gonna be leaving like anytime soon. I don't know how long he's gonna keep us, but I feel like it's gonna be for like a while.
We're definitely missing that, like, festival.
I know, I'm so
No,
sad.
my boyfriend who doesn't
might-
know he's my boyfriend yet.
Doesn't even know you're his boyfriend. Or
No,
that
Which,
he's
which
your
might be
boyfriend.
for the best, because it sounds like Strahd might show up at that festival and ruin their day. So maybe it's for the best that we don't.
Yeah, thanks to your suggestion, Fair.
Thank you, Farron.
Thanks,
Very
Faye. Very
cool.
cool.
Trying to be polite. It was my one time that I was like, maybe I'll just be polite, and it didn't work.
We're gonna go back to the town, and Farron's boyfriend is just gonna be like Strahd's thrall, and he's gonna be like, "I saved this one for you."
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I would worry about his safety net. No, I'm kidding.
I would be concerned.
What I'm worried about is this sweet, beautiful boy, and what is he doing here?
Yeah, what's fucking Irina's sister doing here?
I mean,
Brother.
Our brother, damn it.
his lips is marked.
Traitorous bitch.
He's such a cutie patootie. He's so sweet and wholesome. What is he doing here?
I don't know.
He's a
You better
traitor.
explain. Are we starting session again?
We got 2 minutes.
Is his name Gizmark or Bismarck?
It's Ismark with an I.
Nothing.
Neither.
Yeah,
Bismarck.
neither.
Listen, my brain works in ways that I don't understand. I got the Ismark right at least.
My brain speaks in an eldritch tongue. What do these symbols mean?
And you should know all about that.
It's true. And that's Andy's native tongue. Hey Lobrin, you there?
Loburn's getting eaten.
He's got 1 minute, technically, right?
No. Probably like 30 seconds more.
Was
Like
that
ready?
football?
Let's do a big countdown. No.
Oh yeah, actually, I have on my clock. Ready? It's going to the 8. So we have 20, 19,
18,
17, no,
17,
15. No, it's a 15. 14, 13.
Oh my
12,
god!
Oh my
Oh
god.
no,
10,
no!
9,
He's not gonna make it!
5,
7,
4,
4,
Jesus Christ.
3,
Jesus Christ. Jesus
2,
Christ.
3.
1.
Oh.
I know that I like skipped numbers, but I couldn't keep up with how
Alright.
fast my clock was going.
Lobrin, roll a Constitution save. Oh, you're not there? Instant failure.
What's up?
Lobrin pisses himself.
No, I'm rolling. I'm rolling.
No, I'm not actually. I was kidding. I was kidding.
I know. I'm kidding. I figured.
All right. Everyone's
Shall we?
back. Everyone's back. All right. So
I'm
Ismark
not
comes in. Hi, Bear. Good to see
Hi,
you.
Bear.
Hi, Bear.
Hey, babe.
Ismark comes in, meekly almost, looking very, like, highly tense, and really like he doesn't want to be there. And he's welcomed in by Strahd, and as he's commanded to sit, and it is gentle, though a command, but he does. He pulls a chair and takes a sit. Mostly he's looking at the ground and at the table, but he looks between each of you and just nods a little bit, almost a little too tense to even say anything.
How have you been?
I'm gonna.
I look down the table.
He opens his mouth as though to speak, closes it again, and then he just kind of sighs deeply and he says, "It's good to see you again, Ark. All of you. I'm sorry." And then Strahd kind of smiles a little bit and sits up. He says, "I have been told that Ismark is a friend of all of you. You have met and are on good terms."
I'm
So-
gonna help them out. All he asked for was to take his sister.
Indeed, that was his idea. And I did not forget it. But since we are all here, we might as well enjoy each other's company.
I don't think we've met before. I'm Twyla.
Ismark kind of looks up a little bit. He's not taking anything from his place. He's not eating anything. He looks across the table and he gives you a short little nod. He looks way less comfortable than all of you are with the Strahd.
Ismark, what are you doing here?
And Strahd pipes up before he can even answer. And he says, "I made a most generous offer to your friend Ismark here. If he would only be a visitor at the Ravenloft for a short time. Only to see the arrival of his sister." And he agreed, of his own volition. Fair
Insight.
terms. Am I not generous, Ismark?
Insight.
Arrival.
Ismark kind of looks across the table at Strahd, but then looks downwards again. Go ahead.
What did he?
I
wait,
want to know if there's more to this than he's leading on.
Did he
Oh,
say the arrival?
abso-fucking-lutely.
The arrival of his sister?
So it seems as though, yes, he did say the arrival of sister, and it seems as though what he said is the truth, but there may be important facets left out of it.
The arrival of his sister, Irina's coming here.
At some point or another, I expect she shall grace us with her arrival.
Well, I would expect it would be sooner rather than later if she knows her brother is here.
Fancy that?
Well played.
Well. And then he kind of looks to Ismark and he says, "Did you hear that, Ismark?" She says it was well played. What do you think?
I said that with sarcasm and anger in my voice.
It
if that was
It didn't sound like
Not
it.
very genuine in all honesty.
a- Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm not good at being angry.
Well, you're also assuming that Strahd took it as genuine. Anyway.
I assume he did not.
Anyway, Ismark kind of like looks up a little bit. There's a bit of a scowl, but it looks like he's like fighting to like maintain some poise and manners, almost for his own safety's sake. And then he kind of like slowly, it takes a little time, but seeing that you're all speaking freely, he kind of pipes up and he says, As head of the town, Village Barovia's safety is my responsibility. And so the terms were fair.
I'm gonna get up from my seat and I'm gonna move to the seat next to him. And I'm gonna sit down. And I'm just gonna, if he lets me, place my hand on his and give it a squeeze because it really looks like he needs somebody right now.
It seems well appreciated. There's a very soft tremble to his hand. And he squeezes back, but he's staring directly down at the table. And Strahd kind of pipes up and he goes, "Well, don't be so serious, Ismark. You are in good company, and with good food. You have been tended to, made new friends. You could not ask for better than these." And he doesn't, Ismark does not respond to this.
He could
Like
ask for his sister, for you to leave his sister alone. That's out of character.
Seems like a sort of political prisoner situation.
Fascinating that you should say so. What is important is that he agreed to be here, and so he is. He may leave at any point.
Oh, does that go for us too, out of character?
Are we also allowed to leave at any point we so desire?
Kind of cocks his head a little bit. He looks to you. And his gaze kind of hangs on you for a second. He says, "Why would you assume otherwise?"
I just wanted to make sure that we could get back to our duties and see Irina again. She's very
You-
important to us, and I'd love to check up on her.
Of
I
that,
am
we are
smashing that.
like-minded. You will see Irina again. I assure
Okay.
you.
Okay. Stop being so cryptid.
Seeing
I'm
how
going
tense
to
this.
then-
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go for it.
I was just going to turn to Ismark and say, what was the name of this is out of character to you, DM. What was the name of the town that we were just in?
Valaki.
Valaki, yes. There's supposed to be a festival in Valaki. Would you like to come see it with us? Like, I'm sort of like looking at him to see if like he actually has free will to leave.
He looks to you, then down the table to Strahd, and then back down to the table, and he says, I fear I'm needed elsewhere. I apologize. Please enjoy it."
Okay. Yeah, he can't fucking leave, dude. He's not here at
We
his
are
own free
not
will.
we are not telling Irina, by the way.
Oh no, we have to keep this from her.
We are not telling Irina.
No, because she's good. This is what Strahd wants. He wants us to tell Irina that her fucking brother's here, so she comes down and then he can have her.
Nice.
Don't say it like that.
No, I'm not saying this in character.
No, I'm saying don't say it like that. That's gross.
I know it is gross. Strahd is gross.
Yeah,
Oh,
both of you want to
God.
take a ride.
I'm enjoying myself. Anyway,
It's just that
Seeing
you were
how
Strahd
tense the
talking.
situation is, Twyla's gonna just kind of cough to herself and go, hey, Strahd,
he looks to you.
if I may call you so.
What else would you call me?
Vatty?
Mr. Von Zaravich, my lord.
Oh, I like that one.
Well, my lord.
Yeah, we know that. We know
Um,
that already. You crazy.
I'm back with another Twyla classic question, if you'll have
Go
it.
on then.
Well, this is such an impressive place of residence you have here. I'm curious, do you, like, what's your favorite room here? Do you have one? Do you have, like, a library, or...
Oh my lord.
She's like, books.
I have many,
I don't blame
as
her.
a matter of fact. The conservatory is one of my favorites. And I have a personal library as well. Perhaps you might see it. Why, just the other day I was up there reading a book about an immortal dog. It was impossible to put down.
Oh, what was it called?
He turned himself into a pickle. Funniest shit I've ever seen.
Please, he turned himself into a pickle. Have you seen the meme? It's so funny. Please laugh. You just don't understand. You don't have the. Fuck, I gotta pull up that meme.
But
And he
I
kinda-
still say, oh, what's it called?
What is the name?
No, it was a joke.
Oh,
Oh.
I was hoping you had a favorite book.
Gracious man.
Ark is gonna laugh a little bit at that. Now finding.
How
out.
about this? After dinner, if you wish, you may take a tour of my castle.
I'm trying to get him to talk about anything besides whatever the fuck is happening.
Very forced laugh comes from Lucia. Very forced.
I would not mind seeing a tour of your castle.
Well, we
There
do
must be a
have
great deal of history.
a lot to get back to, I was going to say. I
We
think
could spare a
Lobrin is
quick look, right?
Lobrin's markedly more uncomfortable after the shit that just went down.
Um,
Mm,
so Strahd kind of pipes up again. He says, Ismark, please, you need not torture yourself. We're bringing down the mood. Please, you may depart. And he quickly pushes away from the table, sparing you all a bit of a tense look that says so much without saying anything at all
Oh.
before
What does
leaving.
it say?
What does it say?
It's a tense look. It's a very tense look that
We got
set
it,
up.
but what does it say? You said
That
it says a
almost-
lot. I'm guessing
I
there's
need
like
that
a
for the
paragraph.
recap, man.
Well, I'm not going to say anything. It would remove the effect. You can suppose all you like. And he leaves. And he says, "But of course I will let you depart as well. There are just two more matters. There is another that I am looking for. Call him an old friend of mine. He came here looking for me, and now intentionally avoids my company.
Oh
I
no.
suspect that you would have met him.
Sir.
Or at the
Guy.
very least, I hope you have. Our
Oh.
meeting is overdue. Perhaps you could tell me if you have.
What's their name?
Van Richten.
Oh, I don't know Van Rick.
We
No,
haven't
no, no,
really...
no. We do.
Roll
We have this
deception.
book. You have a book. And then like Lucille will like point at your bag. You have a
Nope.
book of it.
Too late. Roll deception.
You fucking. You,
Why the
you
fuck
really
would you
just
say
point
we
me in
have a
the correct
book?
direction. I was saying for you.
That book is on vampire hunting, by
Yeah,
the way.
why the
That's not
fuck would
really
we
a
say
game.
that? Alright, roll
Yeah,
Because
deception.
I tried to lie. I tried to lie.
Natural
that we don't
fucking
know
20!
part of-
There we go!
Right in his face, too.
Right in his
Nice.
fucking face, too!
Nice.
You eat it! You eat that nat 20!
I'm just
Fantastic.
gonna screen cap that.
Yeah, please screen cap that.
That's pretty good.
I love how we rolled like shit for everything, and then as soon as it mattered, we immediately started rolling well.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was a big one.
That was kind of like the most important one we needed too.
He just kind of
Making me
like
the dice.
his brow furrows a little bit as he looks to you, and he looks like he's kind of considering you, and he says, "Yes, of course, the book. Many have read it. Well, if you
We didn't get an autograph, did we?
No.
No, we
If-
didn't.
That would have been the funniest
if you
shit.
happen to run into him, you will, of course, tell me so." Correct.
Sure.
Sure.
Good.
Don't see why
Our
not.
meeting is long overdue. One final thing, and then we'll be
Don't
free
worry, I got the screen cap.
to depart. It has come to my attention that you have something that belongs to me.
What?
And
Oh fuck. Oh fuck.
familial
Oh, what do I do here?
Might be the name.
an heirloom of great value. It has been missing for some time. How curious that you stumbled upon it in such short order, too. I must request that
Oh my god.
you give it back to me.
Why didn't we leave
I don't
it at
know.
the
We should have
tavern?
left it with Irina. I didn't know.
What sort of, what are you speaking of?
It'll look something like a pendant in the likeness of the sun, silver.
Yes, and do you have any sort of, pedigree showing that you own such an artifact or anything?
You are.
I'm gonna look like I'm
Interesting.
pondering to myself again and go,
All I
Does
will
it-
say is that I have been around many a noble family who have bickered over regalia, artifacts, this and that over decades. Things that have been in families for generations. You'll have people say that it was suddenly theirs. I would hopefully see a little bit more just based on my own personal experience, if you'll understand that.
There is only one noble family in Barovia, Master Broken Gulf, so that makes this matter very easily resolved. Don't you agree?
Yeah, that's pretty easy to figure out.
Makes sense to me.
Well, actually, I thought there were a couple others. We met someone in,
He
The
cuts you
lock-
off. He cuts you off, and he says, "So you imply that it is indeed on your person?
We didn't say that.
Really?
you said it looks small?
You've seen it before, haven't you?
Lucia is sweating.
I'm gonna do my first, think face. And go, I really don't recall seeing such a thing.
Roll
Seems like
deception
everything
once
is
more.
I was
forgiven.
gonna try and give her advantage by saying to him, "Well, we could try."
Actually, I'm going to stop you right there because no,
Oh.
you don't, and also you already get disadvantage because you already heavily implied that number one, you've seen it, and that you have it on your person.
I didn't imply any of that,
called
first
it
of
Lobrin
all.
did.
That?
It's
Who
been
implied that?
it's been
Lobrin
implied to
did.
all of us.
I mean, he said he knew we had it, so. I mean, he knows.
Can I use
Fucking
inspiration?
kidding me,
Of course you
Lobrin?
can.
What do you mean?
Hey, don't give him a hard time. He's just doing what his character would do.
Oh, that's not great.
13.
My highest was a
Nice.
13.
Please do not take me the wrong way. I would not expect you to depart of something with such value for nothing. I have gifts to depart upon all of you. Party gifts, we could call them. And they could be yours if you would but only return what is mine to me.
That's
Lucia's gonna pipe.
crucial in fighting
Lucia-
him because it's got daylight.
Yep.
Oh.
I'm
Let
well,
me
We
see
know
my
daylight
serum.
doesn't work on him.
Well, I'm
But it
well
could
aware
work on
of
other
that, and
things.
Lucia is gonna pipe up. I'm gonna fucking regret this, but it's the only. My thought is, do you want to fight him now, guys, or do you want to fight
No.
him later?
I'd rather fight him later.
All right. Well, in that case, Lucia is gonna pipe up. I did promise that we would try to go on a fresh page, and the further lie to you would sully that. And she's going to reach down in her pocket and just place it on the table.
He looks to it and then to you. He smiles broadly and he says, I knew that you would cooperate. I think I
She
come
does
to
not
like
meet
you,
his
Lucia."
gaze. And then she's like averts her head as soon as he says that.
Perhaps we could be friends someday.
Aurora's, not Aurora, Theron is fucking fuming.
Shit, that was fucking startling.
She's silently fuming. Not like she's mad at Lucia or anyone, just the fact that we don't have it anymore.
The fact that he knew is what's concerning me.
The other concern that I have, well, he
My
probably
assumption
advised
is he's high level, probably just has a thing that lets him know if he's around magic.
He also probably had some kind of familiar or something watching us when we stole
Oh yeah,
it.
100%.
It was that goddamn raven.
Of course
Yeah,
it was
Raven.
that Raven. We all knew that.
The other
Like,
issue,
out of character, we knew that.
the other issue about all this is that if we gave that to him and he somehow knew that Rudolph had that on him beforehand, then he might, even if we did well on the deception check, at least have a suspicion that we've come across Van Richten somewhere else. You know, like if he knew that Van Richten had the artifact, and all
Let's
of a sudden,
not put ideas into the DM's head. Let's
I'm
just
just
see how
saying.
this plays out.
hey,
Feel good.
So,
Yeah, I thought the whole goal was to keep potions flowing into him so that he would forget about stuff like this.
let's just keep going. Let's keep going.
But that's out of
I will,
character.
I will apologize
And
profusely,
don't
by
talk
the way.
about that anymore, Zach. God damn it.
I'm just saying, it's
Why would you bring
I mean, it's a fair question.
No, but I hate that he
Give him a
brought it up.
break.
But,
Anyway. So he smiles. He takes the thing and he dangles it from the chain, stares at it in the candlelight for a second, and then puts it into his coat pocket. And he gives you a gracious nod. He says, but of course you will not leave empty-handed. I will reward you many times over for this trinket. Sentimental value. It has very little meaning to you. You understand.
Derek, you have a potion to take.
For
We don't
fuck's
have-
sake!
We
All
don't
right.
have much reason to believe it wouldn't be of much use to us. Then she's going to like look around at the table, kind of like a "I'm sorry" fashion.
She's gonna
Aaron's not
nod
upset with
sympathetically. No,
Yeah,
there's
she's
there's
not
no
upset with
anger
you.
there.
yeah, there's nothing
No.
we could have done.
He clearly had foreknowledge that it was in our possession.
Right, so
Yeah, Farron's only angry that, you know, we can't, that he was able to outsmart us and that
Nice cork.
he fucking has it.
He says,
Yeah, that's the only sad
and for
part.
this, gifts shall begin. And there is one that I know you have been waiting for some time. I shall not delay you any longer. He
Oh,
claps
here we
twice.
You're really gonna do this to Lucia? Right after she had to
He claps twice. The door opens. A middling height woman with red hair, down, not braided. One white eye,
Yeah.
one red,
Oh,
in very, very fine white robes. Comes in bearing a second chest. She walks in almost a little bit apprehensively. Her eyes are kind of cast downward. She doesn't look to any of you. She seems a little bit uncomfortable, if not awkward. Places the chest on the opposite side of Strahd's table, and then kind of stands by his side with her hands clasped together before her. And Strahd says, "This one, I believe, needs no introduction. But as I promised, she is well taken care of. Aren't you, dear?" And he looks up at her, and she just kind of like casts a red gaze down to him. And there's a soft smile, although she doesn't look up to any of you. There's a definite apprehension to her, and it seems as though she's not quite comfortable being around you all. And she kind of leans in, and she whispers something to Strahd.
perception.
And he, not whispering, says, "Of course, my darling, you did very well." And she departs
Wait!
quickly as she arrived. Go ahead.
Wait! I was gonna say something to her.
She's departing now, so go ahead and roll and say what you're going to say.
Well, I was gonna say Mira.
And she stops as she departs a little bit, and she looks at you kind of through her periphery.
Just look at me.
She does. And the softness of the gaze is still Mira. The color is not there anymore. There's so much of her that's still there. You can tell in the expression and the way she holds herself. And yet, there are parts, even in the short time that you knew her, that seem entirely alien. And she looks at you and she says, I'm sorry. I have to go." And she does, just as quickly as she entered. The door slams behind her.
And I wanted to roll insight as to why she looks so uncomfortable.
Do it!
I wanted to roll insight to see if she changed at all.
Do it!
She clearly changed.
Can I roll perception to see if I can hear what she whispered to him?
That's the other. That's 22 for insight.
I want to see like vampirism, and that's a natural 20.
Natural
Nice.
fucking 20.
Okay, so number one, Lobrin, yes, she's different now. She has a red eye instead of a green eye.
Is she a vampire
The
spawn or
white,
something?
the white cloudy eye is exactly the same.
Okay, is her like
She stands a little bit straighter. She's got quite a bit of elegance to her now. She looks beautiful. She's wearing very fine silks. She looks like she's been well taken care of.
Is her skin
Better.
pale? Was it? Oh.
She looks.
She was
looks
already really
She
pale.
looks a bit on the paler side. If it's paler than you recall, well, it's been at least a little bit.
Does she drink blood?
20! It was a
That
20!
was only 20.
Yeah, well, that's what you get. Anyway, Farron, what you can tell is that she seems not uncomfortable about her situation, more that she feels awkward around all of you.
Why?
And then, yes, Winter, you rolled perception to hear what she said.
Yes.
What she said, exactly, was verbatim was, she leaned down and whispered, "I'm sorry. Do I have to?"
Oh, God.
I think that. Oh, fuck. Maybe there's like part of her that's still in there that didn't want to do this. That it was hard for her to see us again.
Now it makes me concerned what's in the chest. Is it something that's actually going to be valuable to us, or is it going to be something that's potentially harmful? But I guess I didn't hear any of that, so I can't
Well,
speak.
We have to
Yeah.
wait and see what's in the chest.
Is he opening it, or does he look like he's leaving?
So as she closes the door behind her, she says, that was the first of your gifts. I promised you she would be taken care of, and so she has been. And here are the others. He picks up the first chest and opens it. It's very fine. Inside of it, he pulls out a small little pebble. Doesn't look like much. And then he tosses it to you, Lobrin. I'm not going to make you roll. We'll say you catch it. It's not very far. You fumbling oaf.
It'd be
Wow,
really
what-
funny if he didn't catch it. And
Here's
it
a
fell
freebie.
somewhere.
What a generous gift.
Something. It seems special. He gives that to you, then he reaches back into the chest. And he pulls out a small little fine velvet satchel with a tie on it. He hands it to you, Ark.
Oh.
He gets a velvet satchel and I got a fucking
And then Strahd kind of looks to you, Lubber, and he says, "That is to maintain your most regal effect. I thought a man of noble blood might appreciate such a thing." And then he looks to you, Ark, and he says,
I'll roll a crown on it
"You
later.
must appreciate my sense of humor on this one. That bag is for preserving." I thought it fit you nicely.
Well, this is happening too. Can I look at Lucia? Like, how are you holding up after having seen Mira like that?
I was just about to ask
I
that.
got a rock.
Are they here right now?
Oh, they
Lucia?
might have gone AFK.
Oh,
Yeah, they
that's
did say
why.
they were
Sorry,
going
now I was muted. Trembling, not
Oh.
looking up from the table. You can't see her face.
Okay.
Going non-verbal mode.
Lobrin looks a little
Non-verbal.
sad at that.
Immediately, yeah, just...
Damn.
Okay.
He stares back at the pebble.
To Lucia, he hands a ring. It's very fine, a silver ring, engraved.
What did it say?
It's not like words, it's engravings of like vines. It's very beautiful.
Like filigree of some kind.
And it seems special. It seems special. To you, Twyla, he walks over and places a finely wrapped, leather-bound tome in front of you.
I'm gonna
He
look
says-
at it and kind of clasp my hands together.
To Lucia, he says, "This is to keep you warm, so that you might feel the sun's light where it is difficult to feel." And to you, and he kind of gauges you a little bit, Twyla, he says, "For your hunger for knowledge, on that much we are like-minded. I cannot but respect you for that."
I'll say thank you.
Twyla has no idea. She's got no idea.
She wouldn't know.
She wouldn't.
And then finally to Farron, he places a small branch that has flowers on it that have almost the likeness of glass, and yet they move with the flexibility and softness of petals. He says, "That one is to remind you of home. You will see what I mean in short order. Also, Master Broken Gulf, as well as your company and your friends, why don't you all join me in the courtyard for but a moment?"
Ooh, there's a courtyard.
Perhaps, yes. Let us just have a moment to collect ourselves and we can meander on over there if you don't mind leaving somebody behind to guide us.
Now will be good. I am afraid that
Alright.
it cannot wait.
All of us are just like him and his retainers.
He mentioned him, his company, and his friends, so all of you.
Everybody, I think, yeah.
I'm gonna give everyone a look of we should probably get up.
I
get
feel like Ismark now, perhaps. And he'll stand up.
I immediately run back over to, not run, but like walk quickly back over to Lucia. And I put my arm around her and I say, I can't actually whisper, but I'm gonna whisper, "Come on, let's go."
She'll get up, not saying a single word.
And if she'll let me, I want to hold her hand.
She won't resist. There's not much life in the arm.
Yeah, I figured.
As he opens the door, and like holds it for all of you.
I guess my cat knows I'm fucking upset right now because it just jumped on my lap.
All of you depart, and then Lucia, as you
Oh.
get a little closer,
You're so cute.
that was adorable. And all of you kind of leave the room, closes the door behind you, and stares between all of you, noticing your demeanor, your temperament. And before continuing you down the hall, he looks particularly to you, Lucia, and his eyes kind of are harsh. They cut, very sharp.
My dice went.
And he says,
The courtyard.
"My friend, do you think me a monster?"
I just miss my friend. That's all.
And so you shall. And he continues leading you out.
What?
What a dick!
Mean.
Whoa, that's harsh.
That is so fucking mean.
That was mean as fuck, and also the coldest shit of all time. Like,
Would I have heard that since I was holding her hand?
Yeah.
where's the TikTok in it for that?
I am shooting
I
daggers at
miss
him.
my friend.
Like,
and
I am
you
glaring.
We will
We
for a while.
gotta get an edit of that. That was fucking cold.
Hold on
Alright,
one
we're in
second.
the
I'll
courtyard.
have to edit
What
that when
do
I
you
get
wanna
the chance.
show
I'm
us?
I have a deadline for this month I gotta do something on.
Okay, so in this courtyard, there are.
Bruno.
Do you mind pinging it again? Because
It's just at the entrance.
gotcha.
Oh! Whoa!
Coming in his pants right now.
So you see a large, stocky, hunched-over man in a hood who's kind of like with the reins of these several horses. 6 of them, very fine-looking horses of like a very, very kind of noble pedigree. And he gestures between all of them and he says, "I can see that you are a man who appreciates a noble beast. And so, you may take one of my stable. They are the finest in Barovia. Perhaps in the land."
Bro's gonna have a vampire horse.
No. Wow. Are you sure of this? These are fantastic creatures.
Amongst them, there are gorgeous bay horses. There are white Arabians. There are black stallions. There's one horse in particular that's off to the side, not amongst the lines, that has red eyes and steam kind of like rising off of it. It's larger than the rest, and he says,
Don't get greedy.
"That one is not amongst selection, I fear."
I want to ignore that one and then roll to see if any of the ones that are brought forth, if any of them like speak, like if I'm drawn to anyone in particular, if any one of them seem maybe more friendly toward me than some of the others.
I could cast Speak with Animals and talk to them if you want.
No, Lobrin must go on this journey alone.
Okay.
It's
Man,
a very
I'm
important journey.
It is. Do you want me to roll animal handling for that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Natural fucking 20 again!
Yo!
That man
yeah.
fucking rolling hot.
You know what? I'm
Damn.
going to the red-eyed one. No, I'm kidding.
You can tell that there's
Prize!
there's horses of all breeds here. You can tell that this is there's some real appreciation for the beast here, and yet the one that seems to call to you most is a very mild-mannered bay, a bay mare that kind of like as you approach, kind of sniffs you a little bit, and then as you put your hand out, if you do, kind of rests the side of her head in your hand.
Oh.
Oh.
I shall be taking this one with me, if that's all right. I do appreciate your generosity.
You may appreciate it still if you keep this entertaining for all of them.
He's gonna like pet the horse essentially. Give it a
And
little.
she
rub on the
accepts
side.
it happily, you know. And it doesn't take very long to tell that this horse really likes chin scritchies. Otherwise, it's a very, very good horse. Quite large, very strong looking.
Baron, please learn to speak with animals so we can learn its name.
I do know Speak with Animals. I
the,
took it.
What's the coloration?
It's a bay horse, so it's like a dark brown with a black
yeah,
mane.
Chestnut. Yeah, right. I thought so. Okay.
Would Lobrin mind if Farin approached to also pet the animal? Because I would like to ask the animal its her name, if she has one. Or would you not like that?
I say not now.
Yeah, I'll do it later. I'll do it later. I don't want to just like start talking to the
Let's get
horse
out of
in front
murder
of
house.
Strahd.
Let's get out of Murder House Part 2
Do
here.
they let me
Murder Mansion.
are they so generous as well as to saddle the horse up for me?
Yeah, indeed. In fact,
will
each
her.
and every one is already saddled and
Oh, okay.
with saddlebags attached too. It's got the works. But as you've selected one, that hunched over large, kind of stocky man in a hood kind of starts wrangling the others out of the courtyard, including the larger one with the red eyes. Strahd looks to you, to the horse, and he says, "You have a good eye, my friend. That one is quite gentle."
I used to do a bit of riding back in the day. I always
Excuse
had a
me?
great respect.
I'm sorry.
Not like Faerun, though. I'm kidding.
Save the horse,
I
ride a
always had
Faerun.
I always had a great respect and admiration for horses.
Indeed. Indeed. And so this marks the end of our little occasion. You may peruse my castle if you wish, explore to your heart's content, or if it pleases you, I may attach this new friend of yours to the draft horses of the carriage that will bring you back to Vallaki, as promised.
Oh,
May
we need
Potions.
to go.
May
We
Yeah.
May I do one thing before we leave?
You may.
Well, I would have to ask your permission, of course. What the fuck is his name again, Derek? Irena's brother's name?
Ismark,
Ismark.
write it down.
I know. I'm writing it down now. Ismark, okay. May I speak
Cheers.
with Ismark once more before we depart?
But of course you may. He is a guest here.
Group potions.
There are group potions.
What? Who
Yeah,
did it?
baby.
I need a drink after this.
Cadillac Jack, no!
Would it be possible for me to speak with him in his quarters in private? Where is he staying?
In the stable.
In the stable.
Oh,
Oh my god. In the
Ow!
stable.
what is
Sorry,
happening?
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm clanking shit around.
Clinking, clanking.
Damn.
That was a very crisp clank, though, I will say.
That was
It
nice.
It was so loud.
He and he kind of nods and he says, "As of right now, you can find
Liberty
him.
Bell ass.
You can find him in the chapel. He seems to spend most of his time there at the moment."
All right, I'm gonna go to the chapel. I guess we're theater of minding it. just to
No,
make it
you can
easier.
go there. It's the room at the very, very back of the hall, past the knights. I'll open the door for you so you know.
Ooh.
Lucia is not letting go of your hand,
This
so
one?
you're kind of just
That's the
dragging her
one.
along.
Yeah. Okay. Where are you at?
Hold on, I'll get him.
Well, I'm sure Lucia would not mind being here
This
for
is
this.
cool.
I'm not going.
I'm looking for it. I'm looking for it. I
I'm
can't
staying
find it.
outside.
Just literally power yourself forward, straight forward into
Um,
the darkness.
While they're doing that, I'm going to ask Strahd if he would mind entertaining me for just a bit more and ask if we could speak in private.
And he nods. He says, "But of course, join me." And he brings you over to the edge of the courtyard, kind of close to the chasm a little bit, overlooking kind of like a very good view of much of the forested land before it. But first, let's time bubble to Lucia and Faerun talking to Ismark, who is at this moment kneeling down at this chapel in a pew, hands together, head down, eyes squinted shut. He looks like he's praying fervently.
Yeah. Before anything, I want to use my perception to see if anybody's around or listening.
You may.
Can I use passive or do I have to roll?
You can choose. Take your passive or roll.
Here and take your bottom is part.
Oh my god, this is really hard. This is really hard. I'm gonna roll.
You
Oh,
touch
thank
yourself
God.
first.
Sick nasty.
Wow.
I didn't
So-
touch myself, but it's a 22.
So, as you begin looking around, oh boy, there is one woman that seems to be at the corner of the room. Hold on, let's see if we can get it here. Yeah. Get over here. Damn it. Okay, fine. I'll just re-add her. It's the woman in the skull mask is in the corner of the room, just kind of
Bitch, we ruined the plans
staring
for.
daggers at you. But then, as you meet eyes with her, She kind of walks over to the entrance, looks over her shoulder at you once more, spits on the ground, and then walks out.
I blow her a kiss if she can see it.
And she's gone. She's out of there.
You just flash her melons.
Yeah, I know. All right, so she's gone.
She's gone.
With that passive, I can tell she's gone. All right.
You can tell that she's out of the room.
Okay. I'm gonna go up and try not to scare him, and I'm gonna go, Ismark.
He opens his eyes and he says, Varen.
What are you doing here? All right,
Can I ask
okay,
you-
I'm gonna say it like, but I'm gonna be whispering very quietly. What are you doing here? Did he make you come here?
He stands to his feet and he looks to you and he says, I could ask you the same question. We had a plan, didn't we?
He did, in a way, make us come here, but your sister is safe.
Did he make you come here?
Didn't feel like we had much of a choice.
So we understand each other.
But is he keeping you here? Why can't you? He said you have freedom to leave, but it doesn't seem like you really do.
The terms were simple. So long as I'm a visitor in his castle, he will not enter Village Barovia. The safety of that village is my responsibility.
Damn.
It's very brave.
It's not bravery. I don't have a choice.
Well, I hope it makes you feel better to know that your sister is safe within the Church of Lathander.
He looks like really tense, but as you say this, he just kind of like closes his eyes really tightly, and then he hugs you like very, very tightly.
I hug him back.
And he says, Thank you so much.
Of course. We promised. We would never break that promise.
I need you to make another promise to me. Can you do that? And he kind of steps back and he looks between you and Lucia.
What?
Don't you dare tell her. You leave here and you forget about me. Do you understand?
I wouldn't dream of telling her, but I won't forget you. Nor your bravery, nor your love for your family. You're
nods
a
his
good
head.
man.
He nods his head softly a little bit, and he just kind of takes you by the shoulders a little bit, kind of looks you in the eyes, and then puts his hands back down to his sides and kneels back down.
Before I leave, I'm just gonna lean in and whisper, we're gonna stop him. We'll find a way. And then I take my leave.
As you do, he says, Good luck. And that's it.
Before I leave, I will, while he's praying, I guess I'll whisper that and I'll leave him. I will druid craft just a really pretty orchid, and I will leave it next to him on the pew. And then I will leave with Lucia.
Okay. Lucia, is there anything you'd like to say or do at this moment?
Not at all.
Okay.
She is silent.
And so you depart. Time bubble. To Ark and Strahd, standing over the chasm.
Are we like on the bridge?
Yeah, we'll say like standing off the bridge a little bit. There's a good, there's plenty of mist to see here. And here a second. He kind of views off the side and he says, It's quite the thing, isn't it? I've been surrounded by it for my entire life. It obeys my command, and yet I am not the one in charge of it.
I'm just gonna look at him quizzically. Kind of urging him to continue the story, if you will.
But he doesn't. And he turns.
But he doesn't!
And he turns and he looks at you. And he seems like he's kind of like clearing his head from his pensive kind of moment. And he says, What is it you wished to speak on, my friend?
As you said yourself, there's much we have in common. This long life, it's at times a blessing, but at least for me, it's mostly been a curse. Sounds like there's stories that you have that perhaps you wish to forget as well.
You could say that. Indeed, Ark, I feel a kinship to you beyond that of any of your friends. You who have seen so much suffering, and yet still you subside against your will.
That is a truth I wish was not. There are
Hmm.
people that I miss, people that I haven't seen for, well, I don't even know how many years. I've stopped counting. Time
Why
flows differently.
why is it that you seek to continue? Why not cut your story short if you are so eager to see those you
Jesus.
have lost? What is it that brings you here, that drives you forward?
What drives me forward is the end. If it was up to me, I would not continue the story at all. But that is not my choice to make anymore.
I see.
I and I'm actually going to pull down my the top of my armor a little bit, showing that there is a fairly brutal looking scar that healed but not fully, covering my neck. I
Indeed.
tried to take my life several times, but it doesn't seem to stick.
So I see. Indeed.
Be gone, spam. Be
You're
gone,
fucking back.
spam.
Damn.
Be gone,
They're
bots.
always back.
Be gone,
That,
Yeah.
that,
bots.
that is the mark of success.
Is it?
Gone, bot.
They just
Got
show up.
something.
And he just kind of nods and he
Away
says,
with you.
I understand this plight of yours. To suffer such physical trauma and not die. To be pierced 1,000 times and yet continue against your will. You have seen it in a way that almost no other can. No, them I cannot relate to them. They are not like you and I. I fear
May-
I
Sorry,
fear
go
that I have lost much of what I once was. I was kind once, I was told. I was a
Like, you're
man
crazy.
Is
I
going to
think-
nod pensively at this, well,
I think-
staring off.
there was goodness in me once. I dedicated this castle to my mother. I took this valley for my father. I cried over my brother's death. And sometimes in the daylight hours, that Strahd, I can still hear his voice and how he screams at me. And yet just the same, I subsist. Against every
must-
will.
There comes a time where you must almost shut your heart out to everything. You cannot live, you cannot die. There's nothingness.
Stop
Craven.
sympathizing with Strahd. Sorry to do.
It has been so long since I've seen the faces of my wife or my children. I can't remember them as clearly as I once did. My mind is not what it once was. I used to crave knowledge like Twyla. There was a time where I spent decades, centuries, combing libraries and seeking lost knowledge, but it's all so fleeting.
Curious thing, is it not? To go through so many versions of yourself until what you are is unrecognizable.
Ark is just staring out over the mist at this point, similar to the way Strahd was when we first walked over. It's a curious thing time.
Indeed it is. I must tell you, Ark, my friend, of all of your kin, I think you understand the weight of my situation the best. I would not ask it for you. I would not put it upon you, but my rule could be yours. I could see it. You would be a just ruler. You who has seen so much.
But that is not what I desire. That is not my purpose. Maybe 400, 500 years ago, I would have said yes. But I just seek for a way to break this curse that has bound me.
I see. That much I understand. And in that much we are like-minded. But perhaps that is a gift you may be granted one day. Liberation.
I'm just gonna nod at this, and he says, I hope you find what you're searching for as well. Hopefully there is some left of who you once were, and perhaps that will guide your hand in whatever important moments lie ahead.
Perhaps. Perhaps so. But we ramble on. Let us not leave your friends waiting.
Those with long lives like us can spend far too long talking about things that have long since passed, and those that live tend not to realize or tend not to understand time as we do. We should get back to them.
Man, Strahd should do a podcast.
Anyway, I've really been getting into Bitcoin lately.
I've been enjoying Ethereum myself.
Shut up before we get the crypto bros in chat. Shut up.
Okay. So
DM.
they come. Yeah.
Okay. I just have a question for you.
What's your question?
I don't. Oh, there's Ark. Question. At any point throughout this entire event, have I seen any portraits on the wall?
You've seen various paintings, beautiful paintings. Yes, you have not seen any portraits in the few
They're
rooms that you
different?
have seen.
Well, like
Portraits
paintings
of
of
a-
portraits. It's like a type of painting.
Oh, okay. Okay.
A portrait, as in like a painting of like a type of a person.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
Why do you ask?
Well, as they come back, I'm gonna say, I'll say like I've been like thumbing through the book that he gave me this whole time while like trying to keep like a calm demeanor as I can. Especially because Twyla wouldn't really understand a lot of the gravity of like Mira being there and everything. But as they come back, I'll put the book away and I'll say, "Oh, Strahd, can I ask you one more of my famous questions?"
As he returns from his talk with Art, he kind of walks over to you, nods his head, and he says, "I would be obliged."
Well, I know, we've been here a while and I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I was wondering, if possible, if that invitation for maybe a small tour was still on the table. I mean, it's just so beautiful here. I would hate if I missed any details.
Indeed, it is. Is there anything in particular?
Don't lose another character to Strahd.
No, I've got an idea here.
You wish to see?
Well, honestly, a lot, but really lately I've just can't help but admire all of this wonderful art that you have. You have statues, you have wonderful architecture. Do you have any, like, paintings or, I don't know, just books or anything, really?
Books with pictures of people?
There is one, of course.
I think I know what
I
you're
could
doing.
show you. Oh, you little stinker supreme.
You don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I
Let
think
the
I have
court
an
decide
idea
that.
too, actually.
Okay. So he leads you. We're going to theater of mind this a little bit. He
That's
leads you
fine, that's totally fine.
inside, up the stairs. and to a kind of like a great foyer, of which there is, in fact, a very large and ornate painting of what looks to be Strahd, not only in mortal years, but younger years. I managed to find an artist's rendition of this on Reddit. The artist's. Hold on. I almost DM'd that to you, Zach. Sorry. Hold
No, please send it over.
on. I will link both art and set the artist in NPCs. I said not NPCs. It would be.
Just put it under NPCs. Why not?
Yeah. I mean, it is.
Wait, just been
hold on.
throwing everything there.
I can super react this.
I love it. It looks so hot. Anyway.
Oh, hot.
Whoa.
Who is that?
Castlevania looking motherfucker.
That's human Strahd?
Yeah. In his a few younger years.
Okay. So describe the portrait.
It's a large oil painting, much larger than you. Looks like it's seen some years though.
It's only him in the portrait?
That's right.
Oh, damn it. Alright. I'm gonna look at it.
This is the most significant of the portraits I have at the moment. It is a man I lost some time ago.
I'm gonna be staring at it. I'm gonna go, wow. Now that is quite an impressive work of art. And I'm gonna look to Dollop and give him like give Dollop like an approving nod. And I'm gonna then look to I don't know what Dollop's doing, but
Dollop is hiding in your hair and he's shaking like a leaf.
and then I'm gonna look to Strahd and I'm gonna go, you know, everything here, this wonderful home you have, it really puts the halls of Silvery Moon to shame.
Silvery Moon. I've heard this name before.
What?
Silvery Moon, it's in the Silver Marches, kind of, I believe, more north of here.
I cannot say I have visited, but you are of elven blood, so it would make sense to me that you hail from there.
I'm gonna give him a nod and go, yeah, I studied under, how the hell am I blanking on my own lore right now? I'm in awe right now.
Me as fuck right now.
Talking to him like,
I had to bring up my lore when I was RPing Ark earlier because I was like, wait, what?
It happens, dude. You write like 5 to 7 pages, you know.
I know, and then it's like,
ago. You're like,
I studied actually in the Conclave of Silvery Moon under the Ladies' College.
Jesus, you have a fucking impressive background. Out of character. That is Silvery Moon.
It is actually.
Silvery Moon Conclave is legit. Like.
That is most impressive, my friend. I've heard that is a coveted place. I myself have studied the arcane arts for some time.
Really? Are you interested?
That I am. I pursue it with some fervor. Perhaps I shall show you my library at some point.
Oh, that would be incredible. But thank you for showing me this wonderful work of art you have here, and for giving me some of your time. I know it's valuable.
The pleasure was all mine. And he leads you back out.
Out of character. Fuck.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
I forgot to say it when when Lucia and I were exiting the room, but was masked lady who loves to spit standing outside the door.
You didn't see her outside the door.
It's way too late to roll perception because I totally forgot. I was whispering really quietly, but she's probably a fucking vampire and they have great hearing.
I mean, to be fair, it doesn't affect much.
No.
He knows we hate him.
Yeah. Is there anything anyone else would like to do before we end this particular session with the Castle Ravenloft?
No, my plan got fucked up.
I just
wanna end that we are leaving, right?
Yeah, we're leaving.
We're leaving. I'm
was
gonna get on the
live here.
horse.
I
know. You're his little heir.
As a matter of fact, the wagon, the carriage, is brought over to you once more. And who else is in there but Rahadin himself? And he very quickly gets to work hitching your new mare to the front of the draft horses.
I'm flying.
Worry not, Master Lobran. This one will be going with you.
I very much appreciate that. I've grown quite fond of hers already.
Oh, you again.
What? I'm sorry.
No, not you.
I know, I'm kidding.
I Strahd, he seems cool. Like, I mean, granted, he is the henchman,
God,
but also
Ark, you're
What
like,
he
falling
wants
for
you
it.
to think.
Ark, you're falling for it! Out of character now!
yeah, he's just a cool guy. We should be his friend. We should, join his band.
Oh.
We have 2 weeks.
And as you guys enter the carriage, presuming you do, Strahd stands at the entrance of his castle and he gives you a deep bow and he says, "I thank you once more for joining me tonight for dinner. I have no doubts we will be seeing more of each other, and from this point on, I will consider the game struck."
I am going to look up at Strahd before I get in the carriage, and I'm gonna say, please treat him well. He loves his sister dearly. Surely you can understand.
And he kind of looks at you curiously, a bit of a squint to the eyes, and he says, "Of that much, him and I have in common." And then he goes back into the castle.
Wow.
Oh my god, that
He goes back
was
to- He goes back into the castle, and the door is shut behind him.
He didn't even say he would! I hate him.
that was vile as fuck. I kind of hate you for that.
Derek's had some sick lines tonight.
Yeah.
Before he has a chance to go inside, may I just say something quick to him?
You may.
I just wanted to let him know that like I enjoyed the conversation that we had, and hopefully we can have more of it the next time we meet.
He stops in his tracks a little bit, turns his head a little bit, and he says, "I will look for you." And then goes back in. The door shuts. And before you is carriage, Rahadin, the bridge, and Barovia. End scene.
All right.
I do have one thing I kind of want to just get off before we fully end.
You want to get off?
Hey, yo.
As soon as like we are out of the manor, and like we can see Barovia again, Lucia will just break down into just violent sobs
Oh,
and just
no.
start apologizing.
I'm just gonna hold her. I'm just gonna hold her and tell her it's
Girl.
okay. That
She
it's
does not
her
really
fault.
she doesn't say anything else for the rest of the ride other than "I'm sorry."
I'm just gonna hold her and tell her it's not her fault.
Hush, little baby, don't you cry.
Farron's gonna sing you a lullaby.
All right.
I don't know if it will help, but Ark is going to cast Bless on you.
Say it again?
Ark is going to cast Bless in the hopes that perhaps it will make you feel slightly better.
She does not react to anything. She doesn't
I thought
even
you were
seem
gonna
like
say,
she's
I thought you
reacting
were
to.
gonna say like calm emotions, and I was gonna be like, how do you have
I don't
how do you
have that.
spell. I was like, how do you have that? How do you have that?
DM,
doesn't
this
even
was
seem
a
like she's
fucking great
reacting to-
session.
This was a
really
really
fun.
good
to
session.
Farron.
You did an
She's just,
amazing
like,
job tonight. Holy shit.
Yeah, that was a
Thank
good
you.
Kind of
Strahd.
hysterical.
I've been
Looks
prepping.
great.
I've been prepping this particular session since before we started playing it. If I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, it's
great.
You did a good
But,
job,
like,
for
Thank
real.
you, thank you. That means a lot to me.
But like, yeah, she just seems hysterical. She's not even like necessarily responding to Farron.
I figured she wouldn't,
Oh,
but she's still gonna hold her.
To your inventories, if I may.
Yes.
Add Lobrin. In character, you don't know this, but add to your inventory Cleansing Stone.
Sounds good.
Twyla, you have a tome with the following spells.
Oh, hold on,
written
hold
in
on.
them.
Let me get some things here. All right, what's it got in it?
Comprehend languages.
Oh.
Detect thought.
Oh no, I can't type that fast. That face.
Detect thoughts is good.
Detect thoughts. Okay.
And Leoman's tiny hut.
Leon's
Don't you already
tiny.
have that?
No, I don't.
The tiny hut is a fucking great spell.
Wait, is that
Honestly,
all it
I
has
do
in
enjoy
it?
it.
Is
Huh?
that all it has in it?
Yep.
Okay.
That's all it has. It's 3 good spells. Like,
Thank
fuck
you.
I literally got a
Messages
fucking
and detect
cleansing
magic
stone,
are
bro.
good.
Oh, shut the fuck! You got a horse, motherfucker.
I know, the horse was actually pretty fire, I gotta say.
Lucia,
Yes.
you have a ring with the effect of thermal cube.
Of what?
So the enchanted item
deleting the
is
whole
thermal
row.
cube. You have that effect, but in a ring. They didn't want to just give you a fucking cube. So basically, it just keeps you. You're basically immune to cold conditions, and it gives you a little bit of warmth at all times.
Does that mean cold resistance?
No.
Okay.
Ark, you have a bag with the effect of chest of preserving.
What an interesting word for bag of holding in this system.
That's not a bag of holding.
Bag of holding's its own thing.
Oh, okay.
But it can only store something like how big is the satchel?
The bag itself is like the size of like a knapsack.
Oh, that's actually not bad.
Yeah, it can store your rations in there easily.
I don't eat rations.
Well, how about that?
For the guy that
Anyway,
Everybody else is...
anyway, Farron, add to your inventory a wand of bird calls.
Okay.
Oh, I know what that is. That's fun.
I sent
To
you
remind
I
you
sent you a
of home.
question on the horse, by the way.
Yeah. Let me take a look at that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
Riding horse? Yeah. Alright,
That's
that's awesome. Thank you.
Yep. All right, and without any objection,
Are we doing round table?
let's do round table. Oh yeah, let me put.
Can
the
we
music
have
on.
celebration music for the round
Sorry,
table?
yeah. Let's cut the tension. Sorry about that. Hold on 1 second.
I was stressful. I'm
I
very
know.
happy with
I gotta be real with you guys. I had prepped for a lot of
This
different
is probably our
situations
best
to happen
session.
here. I had prepped for this to turn into a fight. So congrats for that not happening.
I had
This has
not
turned into our best session.
I had not prepped for Ark to become buddy with Strahd. I'm gonna be
Yeah,
honest.
there you go, dude.
Well-
you're gonna become his like fucking like lieutenant.
My plan of
Maybe.
making Twyla like a kind, like fake, naive asshole for this didn't really work in my favor, unfortunately. But maybe next time.
Thank you, Brogan. Oh my God, Brogan, it's so good to have you here.
Oh,
would
thank you,
love-
man.
I've been wanting it for a long time. to
And
play
thank you
D&D
everyone
with
for
you.
joining us tonight. This was an amazing session.
Yeah,
This was
really
awesome.
Fun.
Okay, so let's start with Twyla. Go
Okay,
ahead.
so for round table, this is really hard because everyone had really great moments, but I think I am going to give it to Ark because Ark did a crazy fucking reveal.
That was Ark really fucking killed.
And
it.
got a lot of really good dialogue out of Strahd, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
give it to Ark.
What a development moment.
Thank you.
Lorman, go ahead.
Yeah, I think this really was a great session. Before I say, I just want to pause because I think everybody had something big happen this session, right? Like Lucia
Yeah.
seeing Mira again. Farron, had a lot of dialogue and a lot of exchange going on as well. I mean, Ark.
Favorite moment with this work was
Ark's thing,
fantastic.
yeah. That Loban got a horse finally, and then, I think Twyla, like, we got nuggets
He
from
got
the
a horse to
backstory
finally
too.
what?
To finally, fuck, she's a horse, fuck, no!
Just the right height, no bucket required.
No!
You guys, the Fallout series, you fucked my chicken. You saw are a gentleman in a scarlet. Lucia might know that reference, but I do.
He was
despite...
fucking my horses.
He was fucking my horses. No. Really great session for everybody for various reasons, but I also got to settle on Ark. I think the reveal with the helmet was already big, and then the conversation you had over the chasm, like, just sealed it. So that was a great session for your character, I think.
Hell yeah, thank you.
Favorite.
I'm also gonna give it to Ark. It's hard though because everybody did so well, but with the reveal, I mean that was freaking insane. With him trusting us enough to do that.
What a
and,
moment to do it too.
Yeah, and I was listening very intently to his conversation with Strahd. It was really interesting. Like I loved every second of it. Not the Strahd part because I hate him, but but Ark's part, yeah.
I love being a
I hate about
bastard.
Strahd. He seems like a nice guy.
Oh,
He's an
Andrew, shut the fuck up.
All right, Lucia.
I'm gonna have to give it to Ark, just for the reasons everyone else has said. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. There's
No,
nothing
you're-
you can do about it.
Yeah, I mean, he knew. But, like, we're getting that.
We're gonna get it back. We're gonna get it
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, how the fuck are you gonna get it back?
Says you. Like,
Don't
No,
worry
we're
about it,
gonna-
DM. You're not
we're
part of
gonna-
this conversation.
We're gonna kill Strahd. We're gonna take it back. It's that simple.
The end. Somebody can learn daylight here later on, right? When we're like the higher
He's
level.
unaffected by daylight.
I'm
Well,
gonna,
you
No,
know,
for
okay,
now, but like later
I'm gonna
on.
telekinesis it away
What
from
was
him.
directly said to you, just to make sure nothing's misunderstood, is that he's unaffected by the daylight in Barovia. Any sunlight from like magical spells, you don't know. That.
Ah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Interesting.
what
I
he
inclined
fucking wanted
to.
it, dude, because he knew that was gonna give us advantage.
I just
Yeah.
want to
Fine,
make
we're
sure I
gonna get it
wasn't being
back.
like misleading there.
We'll
We'll
get
get
it
back.
back, or somebody can learn
Something.
it. I don't know.
We'll make a new one.
I mean, depending on how high level we get, I can learn daylight.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And finally, Ark, who has been sleeping, frankly.
This is tough. It's right now a toss-up between everyone because everyone did a good job tonight. Lobrin, I really like your dedication to the character. Like, I like how well you do with Lobrin. And you're also consistent with Lobrin. Like, you have not changed Lobrin almost at all. And I did enjoy learning about your whole delve into the Underdark, which was really cool. It gave a bit of backstory. Yeah, I think I'm gonna give it to Lobrin.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, Bryn.
Hello, Bryn.
Very hell yeah, guys! Hell yeah to each of you. So Ark takes that one. We will have community inspiration up in our Discord. Feel free to put
It's
little
posted
votes
right
in.
now.
If you wanted to, you can even vote for shrimp. That's fine. I mean, I'm
No,
not
don't
gonna
vote for
vote
shrimp anymore.
You can also vote for Strahd. It's perfectly acceptable.
Yeah, do that. Vote for Strahd. Vote for Strahd. Yeah.
You can vote for Strahd.
You don't get to use it, Derek.
If you missed a
There
stream and
another-
want more context, feel free to check on the YouTube channel.
Or read the screen recaps, expertly written by our very own Lobrin.
Yeah, excellent recaps that are posted in the Discord. Keep an eye out. We're gonna be back on Monday for something a little different. But you'll
now-
see. You'll see.
Should we comment
Eh.
on like?
You'll see.
You'll see.
You'll see.
Okay.
Great session, guys. This was amazing.
You'll see.
Alright, guys. This has been a great one. VOD's gonna go up tomorrow, so thank you everyone so much for joining us tonight. As always,
catch
we
you,
love you,
everyone.
smooches.
Catch you on the next one.
Bye-bye!
Thank you.